Dab.
First thing they hear, dab. Wow.
Yeah, that's a good way to start, man. Honestly.
Wow.
So good.
Wow. Wow. Hey guys. Wow. Wow.
What is this?
What is life, dude? What are we doing?
It's a good question.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's judge Laura on how the scene looks. Hey, you did a good job, Laura. Look at that.
I tried.
It looks amazing, Laura. I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Overlays were not done by me, and the scrolling character
Shout out
info
to
was
Daft
not done
Grit
by
for
me.
providing us with the artwork.
I just
mad.
put it in OBS. FYI.
mad. I was on the top and now I'm on the bottom. Feels bad.
Started from the top. Now
Feels
we...
bad. Started from the top and now I'm here.
So Dutch, if you want to maybe go over the ground rules you told us, maybe tell chat just while I finish writing out the tweets and let the people know like how this came about, what level select is. Just do a bit of an intro while I finish promoting the stream, please.
Alright, so before all our resident D&D experts are like, wow, you're doing things that are weird and that you shouldn't do because the dungeon guide says this. Chuck whatever you know about the set rules of D&D 5e out the window, because we're gonna do a little bit of a homebrew vibe with it.
Yeah, we're gonna be using house
basic
rules.
stuff will be the same, like it's D&D, but not strict according to the rules. As a DM, I'll be awarding my players for creativity, being good at sticking to their role. And if the book says, hey, if a character does this should happen, but I find, that was a very creative, out-of-the-box solution, so I'm gonna just reward them anyway. That's, you get the gist of it, I hope. Dutch, turn your volume up. I mean, that's out of my control. That's Laura.
Like, I'm seeing it going practically into the red when Dutch is talking on my OBS. Like, and you sound perfectly fine to me. I don't know what Brain's talking about.
Okay.
Like,
no, it's
I
not Brain.
don't-
It's
Be big.
It's big.
I'll
It's
open
big.
it up on my stream. And...
Yeah.
But anyway, so house rules. So if something does not match up with something that's in the rule book, it's house rules. Therefore, we're not wrong. We're just not following the rules strictly.
And we have some brand new as well as relatively inexperienced players in this campaign.
there's
So
also,
we're learning
a
and
lot
we're
of
having
people.
fun.
We're a mix
Give
of-
us time.
Yeah, we're a mix of people with a lot of experience, like Hanzo has been playing D&D mainly as a DM for practically ever. And then you have me, who I play one campaign and I DM 2 campaigns. So I'm still relatively new to everything. So I'll make mistakes. And it's a learning experience for all of us. And as the more we do this, the better we'll get at it. And if you, in 6 months, you'll look back at episode 1 and you'll be like, wow, they were so bad and inexperienced. And then 6 months later, you'll be like, wow, they've really grown.
Okay, I have tweeted out
By the
on
way,
level
it sounds
select.
not as good
Everyone
for me
should
as well.
retweet it.
Alright,
I
great,
did it, Hanzo. I'm working. Okay, I'm slow.
Wait, I thought I already retweeted the one you read.
That was the old one. That was me being like, it's happening. Get hyped. This is the.
We
we're
don't make
live.
mistakes,
Started.
only happy little accidents. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Chat interaction will be a minimum. Once we start, chat interaction will be as a minimum. We'll probably be glancing at chat. Laura might be responding here and there to direct questions through typing. But my players and myself will be immersed in the game and will hopefully not really pay attention to chat and not really respond to chat. Unless we really feel the need to, and then I feel like since Laura's the one streaming, she'll be the one responding to chat. So.
Yeah, and I told my mods some base info, so hopefully we have people like Brain Cabinet in chat plays a lot of D&D, so if people have gameplay questions and it's not like a homebrew rule that we're doing, he can answer you guys. But yeah, we're gonna try and be pretty focused, pretty tuned in.
During breaks, though, I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, during breaks we those of us that are hanging around.
I mean, yeah,
we
during
talk
breaks,
to you guys.
whatever.
So quickly, shout out to everyone who's here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Hope you have fun.
Dungeon Select episode 1. It's happening. This is a
Episode
long time coming.
1.
Little bit of backstory, I guess. I already DM a campaign which is called The Judgment of Keldalar, which Laura K, Sir Duke, and Sokoler are already a part of. And I wanted to do a D&D streaming thing, but some of the people in that D&D group are a little uncomfortable with the whole Twitch thing. So we were like, okay, that's fine. And then since we have level select, we were like, wow, we're all a bunch of nerds that like streaming. So why don't we try and find some D&D peeps there? and I got way more response than I ever thought I would.
Oh yeah, we had like 20 people wanting to play.
I have like a
Almost
list
too
of
many.
10 to 15 people that are on the waiting list to maybe play
We
a
have a
session here and
waiting
there.
list.
So
That should tell you something.
yeah, dead ass have a waiting list.
Like,
So
That's
it's
dope.
wild. So now here we are, streaming D&D.
When
The
they're
campaign
choosing
is
you.
written. The campaign is written by me. The world is made by me. Everything is custom made, custom written, custom whatever by myself. There's nothing. I'll take inspiration from certain works that already exist. There's nothing about this campaign to be found online to give you background information, because it's all up here, and in a Word file on my PC desktop. Yo,
I have a question. What was the name? I totally forgot to write it in my inventory. We all have a letter from who?
mysterious letter.
There is no
Just
name.
mysterious,
It
just
says
mysterious.
Oh,
Mysterious
just mysterious letter. Cool.
You've given
Cool
away
beans.
great
spoilers
start,
now.
by the way. Smile.
Yeah, great job. You already just ruined the whole campaign.
So
I forgot to write
if you
it.
guys are down to just start, I'm ready to.
I was like,
Yeah, I'm
do you
ready.
want us to
Tango.
do? Obviously, not a lot of detail because I want to give away things to remember. But do you want us to all do a brief what our character
That
is?
will happen. That will happen.
will
That will
happen
happen.
inside.
Okay,
in
got
the game.
it.
That will happen in the thing. Yeah. So, if with all that out of the way,
Oh, can we quickly introduce ourselves? Quickly, then not
Yeah, sure.
characters, but just
Go
like,
ahead.
hi, your name, if you're a streamer, and your experience within D&D. Everyone just go around and tell that.
all right, yeah.
So start with
Okay.
Dutch, and then we'll go in the order of the overlay, like left to right, top to
okay.
bottom. Start with Dutch.
Sounds good. So my name is That Dutch Geek. I'm a variety caster on Twitch. Recently got into D&D. I find being a DM more fun than being a player, which is a rare thing apparently that I've noticed. I'm relatively new to D&D, but I am I'm eager to learn more, and I'm not afraid to make mistakes because that's how you learn. So that's how I know I'm gonna be fucking up. I'm gonna be making mistakes here and there. This is the way of the road.
He's been killing
So
it so
my
far in
experience
our
with
other
D&D
campaign, though, guys. Like,
Appreciate
killing it.
that.
Yeah.
My experience with D&D is relatively next to nothing, but we're getting better every day, you know. So yeah, I stream on Twitch.tv/ThatDutchGeek pretty much whenever, 4 or 5 days a week minimum.
Cool.
So yeah, that's where you can find me.
So obviously, half of you guys know me since it's my channel. Dutch was gracious enough to let me host this on my channel. But for those that don't, hi, name's Laura K. Variety streamer. Dutch, myself, and Sir Duke are founders of Level Select, the community that all of us here are a part of and have come together to make this campaign, hence Dungeon Select, D&D, Level Select, put them together. I'm also a variety streamer, and I have been playing D&D for... I don't know if it's 2 or 3 years. I'm not sure, somewhere in the middle, but I still feel very new and inexperienced because my first year, my campaign, my group only met once a month, so it was very spread out, and we're only like 7 sessions into the other campaign that Dutch, Duke, and Soko and I are a part of. So I've been playing for a few years, but I haven't actually racked up that much playtime, so I am still learning. And Belle, you are up.
Wait, skip me. My dinner's just getting sorted. So I'm
Oh,
gonna get
okay. Well then,
interrupted.
we'll go
I'll
Hanzo.
go
We'll go in order, and then
Amazing
Belle will go
start,
last.
amazing
All right, Hanzo.
Yo, I'm Hanzo. I stream on Twitch and play variety. I swap games every 5 minutes. Like I have no attention span. I have a lot of experience playing D&D, but trapped in DM purgatory, where you just DM every single campaign you're ever a part of, except apparently this one. I played, Pathfinder, 4th edition, 5th edition. I've played other systems like Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, GURPS, the Westeros role-playing system, Dungeon World, all sorts. Have a lot of
So
experience
whenever
with
I'm
them.
not sure of something, I'll be looking at Hanzo to like help me out here and there.
Yeah, Hanzo
No,
is our
been not
DM
paying
backup.
attention. I've just been in a little world of my own, not paying attention. I missed the question.
Yep. Duke.
And I should have rolled a bard.
You should have rolled a bot.
Oh, you could have grabbed the guitar and just fucking gone. Yeah, that'd be fire.
I'll be our background music.
Nice.
I'm Study33. I'm also a variety caster on Twitch. This is my second ever D&D campaign, so I'm just figuring it out as I go along, I guess, with the help of these wonderful people. And I guess that's me pretty much.
I'm Zakoler. I stream whatever the hell I'm feeling on Twitch. Mostly PUBG shooters. I play the occasional Dark Souls RPG game as well. I've been playing D&D since 3 or 3.5 edition, something like that. Played a lot of 4. Brand new to 5e though. Just started that with our other campaign with Dutch them. So some of the new stuff in 5e is a little iffy on me, but yeah, it's my experience.
Yeah, I'm Seto Koiba. I don't stream. I used to. One of the few.
Oh wait, hold on, Seto. Give me a minute to. I'm gonna turn up your volume in my Discord, just because you're really low.
Seto Koiba.
Everyone, give me a minute. The cams are gonna get a little fucked because I have to unfull screen it for a second just to turn up Seto, but then they'll go back to normal.
Unacceptable.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're back. All right, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Continue your intro, Seto Koiba.
I'll start again. Seto Koiba. I don't stream. I've played like 4.5e. I played like a couple of sessions of that. I've played like 4 campaigns of 5e, but like I say campaigns, it's like we started a lot of campaigns, played about 5 sessions. We're like, we're all busy for a bit. We'll play. We'll talk about when we'll play. Don't play. So yeah, that's fine.
And we know Seto's mic is a lot quieter than the rest of ours before you all get on our case. I've turned him up to 200% in my Discord. I think it's just and he's done everything on his computer. He's just going to be a little quieter. So in chat, if you miss things he's saying, let me know and I can just try and either quote it in text or TLDR it for you guys. All right, yeah. Belle, if you're ready to go.
My dinner's good now.
Yes.
I'm ready to go now. Okay, I'm Belle. I'm from Britain. I stream a little bit, but not very often. And not really much at the moment because I got really sick, but that's a whole other thing. There is a cat behind me. I apologize, and I am eating. So I also apologize for that. Okay, I'm done.
Never apologize.
Never apologize. And also shout out to Belle because this is her first ever D&D campaign, and she's still letting us stream it because a lot I don't know what I'm doing. Don't do that to me. But she's
I've
a
done,
great sport.
One battle, but that's it. So.
Yeah, great sport.
I'm a brave person.
That's all you need. One battle. You've already learned it all.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, I know. Right. I'm a master.
And without further
that's the cool
ado,
thing about this. There's a lot of experience. There's also a lot of people that aren't experienced, which is great because they can help each other out that way.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Cool.
And without further, and then last thing before we start, the scrolling character things beneath Dutch. If just reference for our base stats right now, obviously we'll keep that updated as our characters level up. Some have artwork and some don't. As people's artwork gets finished, it will be updated eventually. They will all have, hopefully, images of the characters. Right now, I believe only 3 of us have character art, but it's on the way.
Thanks to my artist, she's dope.
If you guys want to know who the artists are, you can DM us privately and we'll let you know. I haven't made a command for that yet.
Yeah, do that.
Cool.
That's a great idea.
All right. So if that's anyone want to ask or say anything before we start, because there's no breaks from this.
Things.
All right.
Can I say a couple things?
Yeah.
First, I want to apologize if my accent I've chosen is offensive. I didn't intend for it to be. In fact, I'm pretty sure I made it up. But if I hadn't, tell me to stop and I'll stop. If it's just offensive to your ears, fuck you, I'm still gonna do it.
Can I use this as my character art?
Thanks, Dutch, for putting up with my shit. And there you go.
That's fine.
Oh, and one day Duke will eventually have a camera like the rest of us. He's just currently the lucky bastard visiting IRL. Dutch IRL. There he is. There he is. He's in the DM cam. Duke and Dutch are together IRL, but they can't, from the computer have like 2 separate cameras happening because technology is.
Because Logitech is a piece of shit.
Fun fact. We will never be sponsored by Logitech.
Oh shit!
Shattered those opportunities.
There's $1 million sponsor, for fuck's sake, Dutch.
And before we get started, is there any burning questions from chat? Because once we get started, we're not talking to you guys very much. So get those out right now. You have 20 seconds.
I will try and get my mic sorted. I'll look at it over the next week and see what the fuck is going on.
I mean, it's just you're a headset mic, therefore you're gonna be a little more limited than the rest of us.
I know my webcam has a mic in it, so I'll try to shoot that with that. But I know that exactly. So
depending on the webcam, the mic before I got this one, the mic in my webcam was actually, for all things considered, pretty decent. So you never know.
The main thing I find with webcam.
I'm a film student, so my mic came off my camera, my DSLR, so...
Yeah.
I would say the problem with most webcam microphones is just that they're hella sensitive and pick up everything. So it just
Yeah,
might be
this
like
one
if you're
will.
gonna use like a webcam mic, just have it on like push to talk. I have like a toggle
Yeah.
mute button or something, like I do, like and just
Well, webcam mics tend not to be so bad. It just tends to be that Windows always sets the gain to 100, and that's not good.
No, yeah, that too.
I'll do some testing over like the next week or so with some people.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll figure it out where I'll be.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So the adventure takes place in a realm Keldalar. It's built up out of 6 provinces, and this is going to be taking place in the province called the Expanse, which is a very sandy desert province. Not desert wasteland. There's nothing to live there, but the people live there. There's a lot of towns and cities and everything. It's just you okay?
Yeah, I just need to come and monitor.
It's a little dry, not a lot of water, but people make do, and there's a lot of settlements in that province. The desert province is ruled by its regent Tobias Johnson, a human residing in the desert town, in the desert capital.
Fuck, I should be taking
And
notes.
he reports to the empress. Every province has a regent, and they all report to the empress of the entire realm, and that's kind of how the government is handled there. And we're gonna just delve straight into it. We arrive.
Jump into it.
Jump into it, guys.
Oh
To
my
set
God,
the
I
scene,
feel like
we
I'm underwater.
arrive at a large tower, very large tower in the middle of what looks like nowhere. A large tower, big stained glass windows, a lot of magic, a lot of magic happening. A lot of like lightning bolts and little colorful flares and everything. This is the Archmage Tower, and one of the archmages called Archmage Brassbend has recruited a group of adventurers who he handpicked for a certain quest. And the way he recruited them is by materializing a mysterious invite in their belongings, and they all found it one way or another. That just told them a place to meet and a time and date, and that's basically all it said. Excuse me. And as the adventurers, all separate from each other, arrive at this tower, the first one to arrive will be a sage, and he gets greeted by this specter, this ghostly individual. And as the sage walks up to the door, this ghostly individual just stands guard, salutes, and just points towards the door. And the sage decides to enter. And so slowly, one after another, within like the span of, let's say, 30 minutes to an hour, all the guests arrive. And we're gonna just give them a little time to the little time to mingle. The Archmage is still kind of working on some things, and I want Sokoler to just give us a brief little description of what your character looks like.
Okay, so I'm a half elf of about 60 years old. It's not a super old half elf, but he's been around. He's wearing green and brown mottled clothes all the way down. Just nice, nice form-fitting shirt. Some not quite spandexy pants, but very form-fitting again. And has the platinum blonde hair about shoulder length.
Okay. So you enter. There's a couple of places for you to sit down. You see a couple of archmages kind of just rummaging about, doing their thing. As you enter the tower, there's a lot of tall bookcases, a lot of staircases going up floors. You swear you see a bunch of magical little lights and flares, but they just happen. A lot of magic in this place. A lot of mages, all wearing the same purple robes, golden finish, golden like edges, trims on them. And then another character, another individual walks in, and I want Belle to give a quick little description of what her character looks like.
Okay, so a red-skinned tiefling comes in. She's towering at a good 6 feet. And she has a scar across her right cheekbone. And she's wearing a really long coat and carrying a huge great axe, and that's it.
Okay. And so you walk in, you already see this half elven figure already standing somewhere, sitting somewhere. So you're not the first to arrive, but there's only 2 of you in that room so far. Well, the archmages are all just kind of not really paying attention to you. They're kind of just like whatever, doing their thing, minding their own business. They're busy. So you can do whatever. Just you want to sit down. You want to whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna lean against a wall. Is there a wall I can lean against?
Yeah.
Can I just do that?
It's
Okay,
kind of a round tower. You can kind of
Just
stand whenever.
keeping to yourself, kind of like off to the
Yeah.
sides. Yeah.
Okay. So after a while, you see the half elf on one end of the room, this tiefling the other end, and then a dark-skinned elf walks to the door. And I want Duke to give us a little description of the character.
I'm a dark elf, obsidian skin, and light grey hair.
Are you
I'm about
fucking
5'6"
liar?
in height, which is quite tall for a dark elf, but pretty short compared to most other races. Slender build, clad in kind of a patchwork leather armor, with a bow on my back and 2 swords at my hips.
Okay, so as you walk in, you already see a tiefling and a half elf. I want you. What do you do?
I'm gonna just stand to the left of the entrance where I can keep an eye on the most within the room, where I have the kind of widest range of vision.
Okay, sounds good. After a while, another individual walks in, and it's a creature you don't typically see around this area. It's a creature that mostly stick to the more foresty areas, the more places with a little more nature than just sand and rock. Hanzo, could you describe the character as you walk in?
So I'm a Furbolg, which is an uncommon race. They usually stick to themselves, off in little tribes out in the woods. I am 7'6", which puts me quite a bit taller than just about everyone else, because Furbolgs are part giant, so they are very, very, very tall. Also, I have sort of blue skin, which also makes me stand out a bit. So generally, I attract a sort of lot of attention just because of how much I stand out. I am wearing a white robe with sort of a brown overcoat that has white antlers strewn across it, and I am carrying a wooden staff.
All right, and as you walk in, you already see this group of 3 people in the room. You get the sense that they're here for the same purpose, but they're all kind of sticking to themselves. What do you do?
I will sit on the floor, not on one of the chairs. Just somewhere in the room. No, with no sort of like meaning to it. Just just find somewhere that's empty and plonk myself down.
All right, fair enough. So a little time passes. Are you guys all still just sticking to yourselves, just kind of like waiting it out? Or
I'm reading the books on the shelves.
all right,
Okay.
fair enough.
How big is the room everyone's in, by the way, Dutch, roughly?
Oh
It's
yeah, that's
around
true.
like I'd say a good 70, 80 feet.
Okay, and it's
from
a
one
circular
end
because
to
it's
the
a
other.
tower?
It's
Yeah.
a circular room, and it has like an 80 feet diameter.
Cool.
Yeah. So after a while, you see the sage kind of browsing through some books, just minding his own business. The Furbolg just plops down on the floor, not really paying attention to anything else, just kind of minding his own business. You still see the tiefling just leaning against the wall, kind of eyeing everybody a little bit, just trying to figure out what kind of folk walks into this room. And then you still have the drow elf just leaning against the wall, kind of just really trying to get a grasp of everyone there, and really just trying not to intently stare, but really keeping an eye on everyone to make sure that he's aware of everything that's happening in the room. After a while, another figure enters the room. Laura, could you describe your character for us?
Yes, so I'm also a race that is probably very uncommon around these parts, being a desert area, and I am a water. Is it Ganassi or Janassi? Hard G or soft G?
I'd say hard G.
That's what I thought.
Gonna hit with that hard G, dude.
Yeah.
I
So
always thought it was like a Genasi
because of
they're
Jin.
like genies.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. Well, I'll figure it out later. But it's a
Pronounce
race
Someone
that
could
is
yell at us.
half human, half Jin or genie, and specifically water. So I have pale blue skin, like nowhere near as blue as this, like paler blue. Hair that at a first glance, like in your peripheral, you think it's black, but when you look closer, you see it's actually a very deep dark green. She's fairly small, pretty slight for her like race build. She's only 5'4", very slender, but still looks pretty like she's lived a life. She's a force to be reckoned with, very calculating as soon as she walks in the room, looking at everyone. Has a very nice looking longsword on her hip, as well as a warhammer on her back and a crossbow and a longbow, so I'm kind of decked out. And yeah, and I'm 38 years old.
All right.
Oh, I'm 155, by the way.
Thanks.
26.
Okay, so as you enter the building, the room, what do you do? What do you do? Just
I
let us
take
know.
a minute, just look at like everyone who is here, kind of look. I look slightly more wary, concerned, like maybe go so far as prejudiced when I see the drow, a little concerned, and then I see the sage looking at the books. I'm gonna go over to the sage and say excuse me, sir, may I ask you a question?
What do you want?
You look like a fairly well-traveled, wise individual. I'm looking for someone. I'm just wondering if you might have seen them. If I give you a description, do you think maybe you could tell me if you've seen them along your travels? Or am I completely misjudging?
I could possibly tell you if I've met them or not. I've been very widely traveled and have an extensive knowledge of many books. Should I roll a
Well-
history check?
Hang on.
Okay.
This is going. I just want to see where this is going first.
Yeah. So thank you. I'm looking for another Ganassi like myself. Same appearance, blue skin, but very bright red orange hair. She would be about 16 years of age. Does that sound at all familiar?
Roll a history
Ganassi.
Roll a history check.
First roll of the campaign.
21.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
21.
that's a good one.
You have heard tales
Very nice.
of the Ganassi, that there's a couple of them in the capital city of the Expanse. But as for that specific description, you are not too sure, but you'd reckon the best place to start looking is the city of Kalzir, which is the capital city of the Expanse.
I don't quite recall someone of that exact description, although I do know if you are in the capital of Kalzir, and that may be a good place to start looking, if that's what you want to do.
I was afraid of that. Thank you very much for answering the question. I appreciate it. And now I'm
Over
gonna...
here in the conversation,
Okay.
I'd like to stand up and walk over and say, "Excuse me, good sir. You say you are quite knowledgeable and well-traveled, and I would like you to take a look at something for me, if you do not mind."
Of course, I'd be happy to.
And I want to take out and show him my little map piece and ask, "Do you, by any chance, know where this is?"
Roll a history check again.
17.
17?
Yeah.
So you take a look at the piece of map that the Furbolg shows you, and upon close inspection, you vaguely remember that a shopkeep in the same city of Kalzir, was selling little pieces of cloth. And while you were perusing, you remember asking why this part looks like it should be connected to something else. And you connected in your head now, oh, it kind of looked like this. Maybe it's part of the bigger picture.
I seem to recall that a map maker, cartographer, if it may, would have been in Kalzir, I believe. That may have come from. At the time, I did not know quite why it was missing, but this makes sense to me now.
Then I thank you for your information, good sir, and I will extend a hand as if to shake.
Can I reach over as if I'm going to put my like hand on the furball, stop before I actually touch him and go, excuse me, may I look at that map for a second?
Well, yes,
the
of
piece.
course.
And
I'll
then
hand it
I want to know, Dutch, if I can tell where, like, I want to see what, if I know the name of the city or anything that stands out on that map. I'm assuming I'm just gonna roll a history check.
Roll a history check, yeah.
Because I have been many, many places. Okay, my history, 11.
You take a closer look and you realize, yes, this looks like a city.
Alright. I'll hand it back to him and say, interesting. Sorry, I can't be more help. Nothing really sticks out to me.
As it's all going down, another individual walks into the room as you guys are all kind of perusing and discussing. Koiba, could you give us a brief description of the character that walks into the room?
As you see this hulking 6'9",
Oof.
blue-skinned dragonborn walk in. Not wearing like any top apart from the straps which my maul is attached to. Leather straps, and then I'm just wearing like general like shorts. I'm 32, got bright golden eyes, bald head, but yeah, usually, but very just big.
So as you enter the room, you hear a loud clicking noise behind you, and you know, and you go to feel the door, and you feel that it's closed, it's locked, it's not to be opened anymore. And then as you kind of have a little bit of a what the hell? Why did that just lock behind me? An archmage walks into the room. He's on a little balcony at the top of a staircase, and he looks down and he says, "Ah, I see all my guests have arrived." And he points to another door. "If you please, all follow me down there." And he walks down the stairs and he opens this big door into what looks like this kind of looks like a dining hall, but there's like this. There's one table set. There's 6 seats, 3 on each side, and then one at the head of the table where the archmage goes to sit down.
I'll go ahead and just follow him right in, like no hesitating.
Okay.
I'll go in and sit down right next to him.
I'll sit alongside the 2 that I have already sort of been introduced to.
I'll sit like a bit further away, looking kind of slightly like intimidated by this giant furbolg, as I'm so used to being like the biggest in the room. So I was kind of just eyeing him up, like kind of hating him, the fact that he's bigger than me.
I'll walk in at the rear and take a seat as far away from the furbolg as possible.
Okay.
I go in and sit down, but like away, so I can like reach my great axe if I need it.
Okay. So you guys all enter the room, and as the archmage sits down, he sees the last person enter the room. He just does this, and the door closes. Doesn't lock, but just the door closes behind you guys. And as you all find your seating arrangement, whatever you guys want, so the drow sits as far away from the furbolg as possible, and all of that shenanigans. He stands up from his chair and please, if you need anything, drinks, food, I'll have my servants serve you while we have this meet. I'm very glad you all decided to show up. It's not every day you find a piece of paper in your belongings that wasn't there the day before. I understand, and I'm glad that it didn't scare you away from this this opportunity. Let's call it that for now.
I would love some water, actually.
Okay.
Your finest ale, please.
Okay. And as you guys start naming drinks or foods, whatever you want, before it even, almost before the word left your mouth, you already see like the same type of specters that you saw outside the door that kind of pointed you in, carrying little trays with whatever you guys want. So there's a big pitcher of ale gets put on the table in front of you, a big pitcher of water in front of the Ganassi. So as you guys just all
start for a minute, like almost get like a little scared, like shocked seeing it appear. Just oh.
I don't order
it's
anything.
very quick. It's very quick. So as soon as you guys just say what you want, it'll be there pretty much. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with Bell and not order anything.
Yeah, me too.
I start ordering just random meats that come to my head.
And I drink a lot of that pitcher pretty quickly. Like I was thirsty.
All
You
right.
thirsty bitch.
And I'm drinking the alcohol like quite slowly, but the meat is just like it's being shoved in. Hungry,
All right.
hungry boy.
So as this all happens, the Archmage introduces himself. My name's Archmage Brassbent, and I have invited you all here because I'm in need of a service provided to me by a group of individuals that possess a certain set of skills that I do not. Yes, let's go with that.
Intriguing.
I've handpicked you all for this, and I've done this with a reason. As you all know, the dragons have destroyed many towns and cities up north of the Expanse, and I think it's high time we stop them before this tower, or maybe the capital, is next. The world is going into a downward spiral into madness, with cults in the province of Segalia, with cults popping up in Segalia, just chaos everywhere. Dragons destroying cities in the Expanse. The orcs trying to invade our lands from the Burning Scar to the east. I think it's time we fight back, and I think these dragons should be eradicated. Of course, that is the bigger picture. What I want of you guys is not, go slay those dragons. If that were to be the case, I would have recruited some more experienced people. No. I needed people. I needed individuals that would not necessarily be missed if something were to go wrong. Not that I assume that things will. It's just, as an archmage, I can't just send people go to enter their dooms willy-nilly without consequence. Unless those people will not be missed if things go wrong.
So you're sending us to our dooms?
That is the pessimistic way of looking at it, yes. I would rather say it's an opportunity. An opportunity to make some money and to do something good for the world. Make a name for yourselves.
Who would
This
like
tower.
to know more about dragons?
This
I'm
tower
interested.
is filled with information about anything. If you help me with this, I'll provide you with whatever you need, and there'll be also plenty of gold going your way. Just keep it in mind. The thing I want you guys to do is there's an object called the Chroma Sphere. And I want
Okay.
our sage to roll a cheeky little history check.
About to ask. That's a 23.
23.
You're killing it with the rolls already, Soko.
That's wild.
I know. I'm screwed later game. Don't worry about it.
Get them all out of the way
Actually,
now,
it's
so
pretty good.
while we get to a fight, then
Yeah,
you
we're gonna
just
say as soon as
full
combat happens.
you, as he says,
First step.
Chroma Sphere, you know that it is a very powerful magic item. It changes color when held in light. It has a blue, a red, a green, and a yellow tint to it, and kind of it looks like a pearl, and it changes color, and you know that it has strong magical capabilities. And if what this archmage says is true, and he wants to use it to fight these dragons potentially, you reckon that this would be a good artifact to have on your side.
So you want us to fetch this for you?
Yes, the Chroma Sphere. It is a pearl. It looks like a pearl, and I need this to aid me in my efforts to see if I can find a way to devise a weapon of some sorts that might be strong enough to get rid of these dragons.
Can I check if he is like telling the truth, if he's been honest with his intentions?
Roll
Yeah.
insight check.
Insight check.
Come on,
Inside
one.
check.
I rolled a 3 plus 4 is 7.
As far as you know, he's as honest as can be.
Oh, fuck.
Archmage, this is quite the magic item you want. Why are you entrusting it to people you don't know? How do you know we won't take it for ourselves and use it elsewhere?
He looks at you. Well, if I thought you would have taken it elsewhere, I would not have recruited you, would I? You get the sense that this archmage knows a lot about you, even though even the people that are a little more keen to secrecy, you get the feeling that this archmage knows a lot about each and every one of you, and feels like you guys are to be trusted and are up for a task like this.
I just seem
Even if
to
you got,
like.
even if you do not know this yourself yet.
I seem to just
I
like
tighten
slump
my
a
grip
little
on my
bit
axe.
lower in my chair, like recoil a bit, trying not to do it noticeably, but just kind of like that remark made me anxious.
And this pearl, you're certain the Dragonborn won't eat it.
That's racist. That is.
I thought I was racist.
We're not all like that.
All.
I know some people, they were a bit like that, but we're not all like that.
I take a look at just the crumbs from the mountain of meat that you practically inhaled.
Like, as I
Yes,
said,
you're not-
it gets spitted
You're
out.
not all like that.
Are you like me? I don't eat gems.
Yes, I am quite sure that this Dragonborn will not eat the pearl, Drow Elf.
Well, count me an Archmage. I am intrigued, to say the least.
He looks at you. And just says the following. Where are my notes? Here we go. Hey guys, my PC is moving all things. There we go. He looks at you, nods, and he just says, I knew you wouldn't disappoint us, Taranu. You have never told him your name, but he knows your name. And he then looks over to the Ganassi that kind of backed away a little bit, because he noticed. And he looks at you, and is there a reason for you to feel uncomfortable? Am I not a good host? Have I said anything that makes you feel like you cannot trust me?
I'm just wary around anyone who seems to be as knowledgeable as you. I have a past, I'm sure, as all of us in this room do. Your quest sounds very intriguing and something I absolutely would like to help you with and take part in. I'm just hoping that we can all work under an air of secrecy.
If word if word would to get out of me sending you guys on this mission, I would lose my title as an archmage. So your secrets and this mission will not be discussed with anyone else in this entire realm.
I get
I
the
don't
feeling you don't
doubt
give as
you.
much of a choice here.
I was like, I don't doubt your words.
I get the feeling you don't give as much of a choice.
He looks at you. There's always a choice, but I know that you will choose to do the right thing.
How profound.
What he does.
It's like I would never go as far as to doubt your word or your honesty, but is there any way? I mean, we have just met after all, and you seem to know a lot more about us than we know about you. Is there any way we can just get an assurance of our, obviously not our safety, no one can guarantee that, but your discretion with the knowledge of those of us?
What did you have in mind? What would make you feel more comfortable?
I wish I had a concrete answer for you. Like my character,
Well,
my character said that, not just me.
If
like,
you're asking me for something,
I know.
and you do not know what you are asking me for, are you really asking me for
Well,
something?
I'm just thinking like D&D. Why is it like outside of game? This is Laura talking for a minute, like, because I'm still new. Like, I don't want to say ask something that'll be like super offensive or doesn't exist in D&D world, but something like if I was to go Harry Potter, I'm thinking like Unbreakable Vow. If I were thinking something else like a Blood Oath or something, like I just want to know secrets are safe. And I don't know what.
Try.
That's why I'm afraid to like. Ask
Do it.
Oh, okay. I'm sure someone who seems to be as knowledgeable and as talented in the ways of the arcane as yourself can think of some sort of binding or formal agreement that would put many of us more at ease with the situation.
Well, Kasiran, I know a lot about you. I know your story.
I like shudder when he said my name.
I know your history. And I think that you know damn well that if I were not to trust you, there's a lot of people that I could call to get over here to make sure. Do I need to continue?
You have a valid point. And I just again slink back in my chair, still looking a bit apprehensive. Like I haven't been assured, but I know that I've been bested at this moment. And the threat was noted.
My grip tightens on my great axe. Sadly.
Alright,
Not even sadly.
Okay.
A whole lot.
He looks at you and he's like, understandable reaction. Should you choose to aid me and succeed in this endeavor, I will provide you each with 100 gold pieces, and you all get to choose one magical artifact from my private collection for you to keep.
Yo.
Does that sound like a fair deal?
Before he even finishes, I'm like, deal.
I look at him and go, would we be able to request something other than a magical artifact? And if you know me as well as you seem to think you do, I think you know what would very much persuade me to help you right now.
I have an idea. You want to know the whereabouts of a certain individual.
Yes.
I reckon?
Yes.
I think I can help with that.
Then
Maybe not the exact location, but I have friends in a lot of places.
as
that
much
might
help
be
as you can
of
give
aid.
me will be due payment for this task, in my opinion.
I think we can get to an arrangement, yes.
I want to chirp up and I want to say, I will agree to assist you in this endeavor. However, I must make it clear that my own personal journey takes priority. And I hope that this journey will not interfere with my own.
the end of the day, if these dragons are not stopped, there will soon not be a world to live in anymore. So I feel like all our fates are intertwined.
And
So-
we're really the best people for the job?
The best people? No.
Most expendable.
Partially. Let's just say I see potential for much more.
110 gold and I'll do it.
110 gold, but no artifact?
Oh no, I'll take an artifact as well. I just
I think 100 gold and artifact will do just fine.
105.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh,
Hang on.
I don't even know what my modifier is. Hold up.
+2.
No, 20 then.
Against an 18. Fine. 105 gold each it is.
Easy.
I just stare at him and like just do it like a thumbs up, like big smile. Just
So 105 gold each, magical artifact or information, I guess. Do we have a deal?
Deal?
I'm in.
Deal.
deal.
Beautiful. As he stands up and he just waves a little with his hands, and some magic, some speckles of dust, just very colorful. I got the hiccups. some specks of dust, very colorful, very shiny, materialize on his hands as he's doing some gestures. And on this table, a big feast of foods, drinks, ale, whatever, all appears. Have a meal. You can rest here for the night, and tomorrow morning I'll give you the details and I'll send you on your way.
I like.
Enjoy your evening.
I very much like. I'm eating the food very quickly, and I'm very like enthusiastically. I'm trying not to be so obvious, but I it does not appear that I have eaten well in a while.
Okay. There'll be beds for you made in the room behind you, and he points past the dining table to another door. Plenty of places to sleep. I'll send you on your way with the direct instructions tomorrow morning. For now, feast, enjoy, get to know each other, and I'll leave you guys to it. And he stands up and he walks out of the door that you guys all entered the room from.
I want to eat salad.
And there is a salad.
I'm just eating everything that's there. I'm not picky. I'm just like going for it.
Alright, cool.
I'm eating meat, and then like halfway through, Mouthful was like, so I guess we're all business partners then now, I suppose.
I guess that's
I
the
guess
most
you could call it
appropriate
that.
term.
We should my name's Knuckle Sparkbolt.
Did you say Knuckle Sparkbog?
Sparkbolt.
Oh, Bolt. That makes much more
Bolt.
sense.
That makes more sense.
My name is Tromaris, and it is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Assuming most of you probably heard when he mentioned my name, but in case you missed it, my name is Kisaren. And I look like that was like pulling teeth. It's very reluctant to tell you that.
My
As
name
you
is
guys-
unimportant, and I will take my golden trinket and make off with it as soon as possible.
I
It's
mutter
rude
under
to
my
you,
breath,
unimportant.
figures.
My name is,
Hello.
as you may have heard, is Ashtarano Guitar. I am a sage scholar. Very reputable person.
Go ahead.
I heave like a really long sigh and then just eventually go Actanis.
Oh
That's-
shit, we totally typoed your name. I'll fix that. Hold on.
It's cool.
Oh, really? Rip.
It's
Really?
Octanis, not Otcanis. We
Yeah, yeah.
we reversed the K and the T. I'll fix it.
Whoops.
It's fine.
I'll fix it. It's fine.
Episode 1, guys. So some time passes. You guys eat. You guys drink. You guys have conversation. Long, short, pleasant, unpleasant, all the same, really. And,
Non-existent.
exactly. And you guys all you sit down a few hours, just mingling, talking, feeding, drinking, and some mages walk into the room to see how this is going, and they all just start cleaning up the mess, especially the mountain of crumbs of meat that are on the table at a certain individual's place.
I'm not using cutlery.
And one of the mages looks at you as a group and says, "Would be wise if you all went to bed soon. It's getting late, and you will be up bright and early tomorrow morning."
You're not my dad.
Certainly am not, tiefling. Certainly am not. And he turns around and walks away.
Snickered a little bit. I guess I'll just get up from the table and just go wander up one of the staircases you said we saw. Just start looking for a bedroom.
There's just a door at the other side of the room that,
okay.
if you open it up, it just goes to a sleeping quarters. A bunch of beds all made with like little separators behind them, so they still have somewhat of a private little space, but it's all in the same room.
Okay, now I'll just go and do that. And as I'm like going through the door, I turn around and go, "See you all in the morning." Like, go.
Maybe.
I'd like to grab a book off one of the shelves to read as I.
There's a gang of
Wind down
bookshelves,
for the
so yeah, you can knock yourself out with those. There's books everywhere. It's you get the sense that mages like to read.
Yeah.
As the mage is walking away, I'd just like to go, "Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I would just like to thank you for this meal and for your hospitality, and I bid you good night."
Your that sure. He walks away.
Yep, I'm gonna walk into the sleeping quarters.
Okay.
I'll basically just wait until like everyone else is left. To make sure like I'm the last one. Like fucking just eating as much as I can. Just going.
Just putting it away.
He runs out of meat and starts eating the books.
Start eating the table. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the mages takes one of the mages just looks at you, the last plate on the table, looks at you like please take this away.
I'll just quietly head to bed. I only need to meditate for 4 hours, so that means I can keep an eye on everyone else for the other 4.
Alright.
Yeah, maybe.
Same.
Alright. So you guys all go to bed, read some books, whatever you guys do for the rest of the night. Come morning, bright and early, you hear a loud, thundering voice echo through your room. "Time to wake up! You've got business for me to take care of!" As it echoes, the bookcases in the room kind of shake. And that was, you're pretty sure that was meant for you guys.
Tell me about it. So subtle. I guess I'll just like get up, strap all my weapons on, because clearly I took those off to sleep, and just go back out. I guess the door, cause the only door we see, right, is the door we came in that was to the room where we had the meal the night before.
Yes.
So I'll just go back out there. I guess just wait for someone to greet us for their instruction.
Yeah,
I go.
Yeah, we'll just head in there.
I'm gonna go out in the main
congregate,
room
I
and
guess.
read. I'm gonna just find a nice comfy armchair.
As you open the door, the same table you had dinner at last night's already has a giant range of breakfast foods on it: bacon, sausages, breads, fruits, whatever your heart's desire is there. A lot of salads, especially made for you, because they took note of that last night. They're like, "Oh, this guy likes salads." So they have a big platter of just vegetables.
Lettuce.
An Archmace Brassband takes off his hood, and you notice that he has this white grayish hair tied up in a little bit of a bun, almost like a man bun, but a little more classy because he's older.
Can you make a man bun classy though? Can you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're Jason Momoa, sure, but you know, other than that,
Imagine that, but just very white and graying.
okay.
On like kind of the like, you know, like the elderly Japanese kind of types with the long hair. I'm sure they could pull off a classy man bun.
That's more of like a top knot than a man bun, though.
Oh no, yeah, you're right actually.
Anyway, sorry.
This is definitely on the back of his head more than on top.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, he just points at the table, and you guys all just sit down. And so this quest that I'm going to send you on, you're going to fetch the Chroma Sphere. And the last bit of intel I have on it is that a group of drow, and he looks at Lazan, have this sphere, and they took it to the Mystery Mountains down south, and I've sent scouts out, but they all have not returned. And when I sent other scouts to check on those scouts, yes, they also did not return. I want you guys to fetch the sphere, see what happened to my scouts, but I think I already know that answer. And
Which said.
if you manage to return to this sphere to me, we already discussed your rewards. The best chance you'll have is to go south to the Valley Village, because that is the closest settlement to these mountains. I reckon if there's a group of drow elves being sighted, that might be the place to start. So for now, enjoy your breakfast, and hopefully next time we meet, you come bearing gifts, and I'll return the favor. And he stands up and walks away.
All right.
I don't know how the rest of you feel, but I would certainly
like
much
you.
rather set off sooner rather than later.
I'm with the
I'm ready to
Furbolg
go
on that
whenever
one.
you are.
I like that the three of us in this vertical line of the overlay have already, because of our chat, and like we all seem to be on the same train of thought, and then these other three are like doing their own thing.
Whoa. Segregation's already started. What the fuck?
Immersion.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, I guess I'll
Start
just
early.
get up and finish eating.
Setting out early
Head
morning
for it.
in the middle of a desert, I'd probably much rather wait until that giant blinding ball has gone below the horizon, but
If he
Oh, yeah,
wanted
just
us to
getting
leave at
started.
night, I'm assuming he would have let us just go rather than making us rest and stay the night here before setting off. I don't think he's going to enjoy us waiting and wasting his time. This Archmage.
I agree with the Ganassi.
Very true.
It seems important we need to get going quickly.
I head
Yes,
out.
I-
then
Besides, the
eat up and
sooner-
let's
Yeah.
leave. If we're looking
I'll
for
follow
drow
after
elves, then
tiefling.
chances are they'll be as unhappy as I am in the sunlight.
Which would give us an advantage.
That's
All
really
right.
if I just put my hand in like any remaining salad if there's any there and just like shove it in my mouth.
Go.
Just like,
Okay. So it looks like we're all
So as you
heading
guys
out.
all
We've all gone.
get up, you already see the people just making sure to clean up the place as you leave it, and you get let out the same door that you all entered this building from, or into whatever grammar, and you all get sent your merry way. Can I get a history check from all of you?
From everyone.
All of us.
Okay.
Yes, from everyone.
Ooh.
So a global history check.
I feel like 7.
18.
18,
19.
19,
11.
11.
3.
S-
And the award for lowest roll of the session so far.
18.
18. For
Look at
any of
me
you
and the
that rolled
tiefling.
above 15, so
Oh.
that's the sage, that is the Ganassi, and that is the tiefling, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Those rolls above 15.
Yep.
You guys know that Valley Village is a good 2-day journey south of here. So you guys know the way. You've been there before on travel. You also
the way.
know that this village is really not too big. It just kind of it's not a small village. It's not particularly big. It's just some farms, some shops, some residencies. That's about it. They kind of just take themselves. They kind of do trade with some villages that lie around, and that's about it. There's nothing too special about that place besides the fact that it's the most southern settlement of the Expanse. So they get a lot of travel from the mountains from and to the mountains.
So then I guess is when we set out, it's myself, Octanus, and Ashtaranu who are just kind of leading the way.
It's up to you.
So
I'll
you know
lead.
where to go. Cool.
Okay.
I'll start heading out towards the south.
All right.
I'm gonna tie my hair up quickly in something so it's off my neck since we're in a hot desert area as we're getting going here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fashion some kind of sun visor at least. Keep the sun out of my eyes.
All right.
Yeah,
I
I've just
find
thrown
it-
up my coat hood.
I find it important to note that I am not wearing shoes, so I'm feeling the
Yeah, I
nice
took off
hot
my
sand,
shoes.
nice hot sand on my feet.
Hot sand on the
Go-
feet.
Going full Hobbit. All right. So as you guys start off on this journey to find the Chroma Sphere, with the first destination being Valley Village. After a few hours of traveling, a very hot, burning sun, you see about a couple of like little oasis type places where you can kind of find some shadow, get and rest up for a bit, just have a little because walking around in this heat is tiring. It's
Definitely.
not fun. So
Every
as you
time we
guys do
stop at
that-
an oasis, can
Mhm.
I do some foraging just to see if we can get like extra drinkable water, find any like useful, maybe I doubt food or a desert, but just anything useful at each one?
Sure, yeah. So after about 3 or 4 hours, you find an oasis pretty close to the road. So if you guys want, you can stop there for a brief bit to see if you can get into the shadow of some of the little palm trees that are there.
So as we
There's
approach
also,
it, I
there's
say
also
out,
a pond of water.
so I say out loud, I'm assuming our drow and Furbolg friend wouldn't mind a rest here for a little while. Rest your eyes, your feet.
I want to have a chat with the palm tree.
You have a chat with the palm tree.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up and be like, I know that life is tough out here for you. I admire your persistence. And I'm gonna stroke the palm tree.
All right, man. You stroke the
fucking
palm
legend.
tree.
So if I want to forage, that's a survival check, yes?
Just for the
Uh,
record, I can actually communicate with plants. I'm not.
Yeah, no,
just
I
being
know, it's
crazy.
just funny.
That's a good tree. Yes, good boy. You want to see if you can find some drinkable water? That's what you're. What exactly are you planning to do here?
I'm literally just because I was rereading my handbook this morning, and it says actions you can do while traveling and forage. Just if there's any useful like food, supplies, water, just things you can get out of an environment. So I'm just seeing
Alright.
what's here.
We're in an oasis, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is water safe to drink?
that's one of the things I'm like hoping to check for.
Roll a survival check.
All right.
Can I
I roll?
assist that as like an outlander? 'Cause
Oh,
my
man.
Special skills
Same.
for that is that I can find like drinking water.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
a-
make
I'm
it
a-
so that.
Yeah,
Hmm?
feature wanderer means I can do that.
Okay. Does that mean
Same,
I get to
Dad.
roll with advantage because they're assisting?
Yeah. That
Thank
will give
fuck.
you give you advantage on the roll.
All right, because the first roll was a natural 1, so let's try this again.
Hey!
Oh.
Fuck
This
me.
water is
My
too
next
much.
my next roll was a 2, so I rolled a 3.
All right. You have no idea. You have no idea whether the water is
Yeah.
dangerous or safe to drink. You can always give it a try.
Nah, instead of drinking it, I'm gonna do my I'm about to be fancy purely because I can. Whoopsie. My shape water cantrip, where I can like manipulate water within like a 5-foot cube and just make some of the water literally come out in a little stream from the pond and just splash over my face, my hair, just for some refreshment.
Okay. So
Because I could do it
as
manually, but
you
what's the fun in
do
that?
that? You see the Ganassi at the pond just kind of making some gestures, and you see her guide the water up to her face, giving her a little bit of a refreshing splash of water in the face, cooling down a little bit. Anything else you guys want to do before you guys head out again?
Nah, I'm good.
I just started doing stretches and stuff and like
Okay.
fitness shit.
Just getting those lunges in.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
gonna
I'm
take
muted,
a-
so-
Quick piss behind a palm tree.
So come, you're muted.
It's like-
Can I look for possible traces of the drow in the area?
Possible traces.
Like tracking?
All right.
Yeah.
Like tracking for like footprints.
Yeah.
It's hard because you are in a pretty sandy
desert
area.
environment.
Not really. It's footprints don't really tend to stick around that well in loose sand. So I'm gonna let you roll a survival check with disadvantage.
Okay.
So roll twice, whichever one is the lowest. That's
I
gonna
hate
go.
you for putting disadvantage on this.
Sorry about it.
2 natural 20s.
What? Fuck you! Fuck
You're
you!
fired.
Coming off of my
Oh,
1
I'll
and
screenshot
2,
this. I'll
he
screenshot
rolls
this
2
right now, I
natural
swear to God.
20s.
Swear to God.
God.
Well, okay, but that's screenshotting the one. How do we know that your first roll was also a nat 20?
Because it
disadvantage?
has a thing where it
Oh
records
yeah,
each
because
rolls.
you're using the online
using the
dice
online.
roller. Oh, because he
Yeah.
can actually prove it. Well, then there we go.
I can actually prove I have 2 natural 20 rolls.
I'm done with you already. It's very unlikely, but somehow you manage to find a couple of footprints, just one pair. But they do not seem to be of a humanoid. They seem to be a little more like hooves almost.
Okay. Do I know how long it's been since they were there?
Pretty fresh since they're still there, which is exceptional. For
In
the fact that it's
sand,
in
yeah.
sandy.
Could I try?
Omi's dead ass rolled 2 natural 20s.
Yeah, I heard.
Could I try identify what the hoofs belong? Like, try identify what creature the hooves would belong to, like hoof prints.
Well, you haven't noticed them. Only.
Oh yeah,
So
good point.
he's looking.
Oh, yeah, I
he's
see
looking
that.
for the.
Oh, look at the queen of metagaming
Metagaming.
catching
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
on their metagaming. It's like the biggest hypocrite moment of my life.
No, me
Anyway,
I'll actually keep that in the back of my head.
All right, cool.
so you don't want to point it out to
Um,
anyone?
Hey,
Okay.
let him do
Just,
his thing.
just,
Wait,
I'm
Soko
just
rolled it?
asking.
I can't wait till we get into combat.
I know, right? You're fucked.
All right.
Combat.
As you guys leave, it's around the middle of the day. Sun is at its highest point right now. It's hot. It's warm. But you guys get back to it because it is like a day or two of travel. As in, you'll probably need 2 whole days, including all the rest and the breaks, to get to where you guys are headed.
Is that
Okay.
to the town or to the mountains?
To the town.
Okay.
So you guys just go on your merry way, and after another, it's pretty uneventful. The first part of your trip, the first day, I guess. And as you walk along this road, there are roads, and there's a road that takes you to the village
Hmm.
that you're supposed to go to. And after another 4 or 5 hours, sun is starting to go down. It's close to dusk. You find
I like
another
that we
oasis.
probably spent this whole day walking in basically silence. This awkward group of 6 people.
I
just
mean,
not
if you guys
talking
want to have
each
some
other.
if you guys want to have some conversation, you're more than welcome to. Like, there's that. You guys are on the road. You're on the way. If you guys have anything to talk about, now's your chance.
I was gonna say, I would like to just pose a question to the whole group. Like, I'm not sure if any of you heard me ask our sage friend yesterday, but just on the off chance, any chance any one of you have seen another Ganassi in your travels, similar skin tone, same as myself, but bright, like fiery orange hair. She'd be about 16 years of age.
I don't know. God, have I?
Yeah, that's a DM, have I?
DM.
And I'm literally saying it to the whole group at once while we're walking. I'm not asking anyone in particular.
Okay. Yeah. Good question.
Sorry for making your life difficult.
No, don't apologize.
It's
I
like
love
my
it when you make life
character's
difficult.
driving
Chamaris, I want you to roll a. No, wait. Yeah, Chamaris.
Ooh.
Who did you ask?
I think I
before
asked Ashtaranu,
Asked
and then
me.
Tramaris overheard and came over to us, and I'm assuming
he-
he also said he couldn't help, but he just.
Did you? I don't
Did
think
you?
he did reply to that. To be
No, we
honest.
didn't speak about it. I just showed you.
Oh,
Okay.
you just
Then I
showed the
want. Then I
map,
want
then yeah,
Chamaris to roll a history check. The only one. The other guys.
Natural one.
Oh
Natural
man.
So,
We're just
basically
we're
thinks
just
so hard
critting
that he shits
everything
himself.
today, either crit fail or crit win.
It's Chamaris looks at you very intently, and he's thinking, and he's like hand under his chin, like, no.
I don't even look at you. I just.
I'm gonna say, I do not believe I have seen your friend, but if I remember correctly from last night, you need to head in the exact same direction as myself, if what the sage said is true. So I would gladly accompany you when you decide to travel in such direction.
I reply, thank you for the offer. Let's see where this quest takes us, and then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Very non-committal.
That's like, ooh, that's very subtle. All right.
But I did
So
seem
as you
genuinely
guys-
like the appreciate part. I did seem genuinely appreciative of the offer.
Mhm. All right. Anything else you guys want to converse about, or can we do a little zzz to
We can do it.
Alright.
I'm making a
let's zoom
point
deep.
to be as far, like, when our group is walking, I'm keeping without being like, I'm gonna walk 30 feet behind everyone, but like I'm staying as far away from the drow as possible.
Oh,
I'm making a
yikes.
point to like be kind of like near the furbog and try to make myself like look bigger. Puff chest out, just like walk with a stride to like try and make like self like just have a presence of just like stomping a bit, just like.
the sand just splashes around out of the ground as you sink your feet into the sandy road.
Trying to one up him when he doesn't even know there's competition.
Alright.
And like just dagger eyes at him just every so often. But like still playing it cool.
We got some competition going on, and I like it. I can dig it. That's gonna be great in combat.
I know, right?
Constantly trying to
You
one-up
guys
each
are gonna be
other.
Legolas and Gimli, counting like kills
Oh,
and shit.
beautiful.
But it's a one up each other, but with only me trying to one up
Yeah,
him.
I was gonna say
He
because,
doesn't care.
because my guy is like so sort of like neutral and passive. He's gonna like start slouching a bit, so like walking a bit.
Aww,
Aww,
that's
Poor
so
guy.
precious.
that's
No, I
so
feel
cute.
bad. Fuck.
So we get to
All
the
right,
town.
so as you guys all banter around a little bit, after like 4 or 5 hours, it's starting to slowly sink into dust. Another oasis pretty close, which you could choose to say, hey, it's slowly getting dark. Huh? Or you could choose to continue. I'm just saying that now at this point there is another oasis, and you have no idea when the next one will be.
I would
so-
prefer to rest there just to avoid like getting into the exhaustion area if we travel for like.
I mean, you still have a
14
whole
plus
evening
hours.
to kill.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just
sorry.
you
I thought
are.
you said-
It's around, almost around. It's pretty much almost dusk.
Okay.
So the sun is going to be going down real soon.
Do we know how close we might be to the town?
You're at an oasis now, and you have no idea when the next oasis will be. So you can go on, but you have no idea if there will be an oasis for you to rest at. So you might have to just set up camp in the middle of
All right.
sandy.
As
dune.
we approach the oasis, since I was one of the people that rolled the higher,
Mhm.
check for that, I'd say, if anyone would like to stop here, this may be a good option because we're only about halfway. It'll be at least another day to the village we're heading towards. Because you said
I
it was
think
you said
that's
it was
a
about
wise
2 days
choice.
travel, right?
It's just nail on the head.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Are there any
Can I like
animals-
roll a nature check, see how close we might be to the next one,
Sorry.
the next oasis? Can I do like a nature check?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh god, that's a 2. Sounds like
Oh my
5.
god!
Okay.
I have no idea.
Everything's
That-
either
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
killer
nice.
or shit. Our rolls. There's no medium.
So,
Choose a new dice.
There's all you guys know is it's about another day of travel to where you're kind of at the halfway point right now.
Are there any animals in the oasis?
Yes. Just throw a little perception check. See if you can spot some animals.
I'm good at perception.
Natural one.
20. Not
20?
natural 20, but 20
Okay,
overall.
yeah. As you take a little look at the oasis, you see some lizards and salamanders kind of just on the rocks around the oasis. There's some birds, various birds on the trees that are all quite enjoying the fact that there's a little break of the just rough sand patches everywhere, and some hyenas who are kind of just minding their own business. They're just happy to have found a place to drink water, and they're kind of chilling, not really posing a direct threat to you. They're there.
I want to look up at one of the birds in the trees, like try to find one that's on its own, and say, "Hello, little friend. We are going to be stopping here for the night, and I would very much appreciate it if you could keep watch for us and wake us up if anything should happen."
That's so
Ooh,
pure.
that's fancy.
He looks down. That's it.
That's it.
Like, all right, cool. That's pretty cool.
I do the same thing as I did the last one and do the.
He looks
shape
pretty
one.
intently at you. He looks at the furball pretty intently and seems to kind of understand what he means.
I was gonna say I do have
Yeah, I know.
If it came down to like a persuasion roll, I have an advantage on it. Like,
Like he's sitting there. He calls at you, and
I will nod.
you interpret that as a sure, whatever. He's
because
kind of
although
minding his own business, but
I can
whatever.
talk to animals, I can't understand animals, so it's a one-way conversation.
Yeah, exactly. So you hear a call, and you interpret that as, yeah, okay, dope, sure.
All right. I walk over to the little pond and do the shape water again, just to manipulate the water to splash over my face, cool myself off.
I'd like to pick a tree and settle down with my book of lore and read.
All right. There's a couple of palm trees close to the edge of the water. You kind of just plop down, leaning against one of the palm trees, and take your book out of your bag and just sit down and read a little bit.
I'd like to dig a little bit of a hole for myself to sit in, so it's not just like flat sand, just it's like little like chair in the sand for me to just like flop down into.
Okay.
I'll throw down a bedroll and take a seat.
Okay.
Yeah, I throw down a bedroll quite close to where Laura's like splashing water on her face, and just kind of watch her and kind of eventually go, "Why do you not use your hands?"
This is just fun.
All right. So, what do you guys? This is your guys' home for the night. Is that
Yep.
what I can make out of this?
Yeah.
As it like starts to get dark, can I like see if there's anything to make like start making a fire, like wood and like straw type sort of stuff, just like loose leaves or anything like that?
A couple of feet away from the oasis, there are some dead trees, very dried, very dead trees that you could probably break down and use to start something that kind of looks like a fire.
Cool. I will start collecting materials and start just set up a campfire just so we got like something kind of.
Yeah, as you walk up to one of those dead trees, you start yanking on one of the branches, and you pretty much rip the entire tree in half. It's a completely dried out tree, has been dead for years, and it was waiting for someone to just break it. So you do that. Anyone else doing anything?
I look over at Tremaris, and I'm assuming if I just happened to use my crossbow on any of the friends of that bird you were talking to earlier, it probably would rescind its offer to keep watch for us. Just thinking about dinner tonight, you know.
I'm gonna walk over and stand next to Kissaran, and I'm gonna cast Mage Hand
Oh no.
and pick up some water and splash it on my face. So I'm mimicking what you're doing, but with Mage Hand instead.
Yeah.
And I say, I imagine that would be the case, yes. And I don't think the bird would appreciate being shot very much.
Well, I knew the last part, but yeah, I figured. Guess it's rations for dinner then.
Probably a bad idea to shoot the lizards too. I'm sure our Dragonborn friend wouldn't be too happy.
I mean, I don't know every lizard. I mean, I don't. Do you have a problem?
I really want to start. Hold on, I'm gonna. I'm adding D&D quotes into the bot.
I'd like to check to see if the water's safe to drink.
Yeah, it's safe to drink.
Oh, it is? Just straight up? Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
sure. You saw the hyenas drink
Yeah,
earlier.
okay.
So
They
you
didn't
figured,
die,
you know,
so...
They didn't die.
Okay, I'm also gonna then fill
Alright.
up my water skin from the pond.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
routinely, as I'm drinking from it, I replenish it every time just to make sure I don't forget.
As he's
Okay.
drinking, I walk up to who I know his name is unimportant. I go, do you have a problem with me or something?
I wouldn't say I have a problem with you. I edge away from the very tall, potentially threatening Dragonborn.
Mhm.
I'm like trying to put like my nicest smile to like be intimidating, but it looks fucking like creepy.
He's just straight up baring his teeth at me.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like
just like, "Arr."
yeah.
No, no problem at all. I just, you know, I'm sure there's some close relation to lizards, and I just didn't want to hurt your feelings at all.
Uh-huh.
That's fair enough, but just, you know, you don't have to ask everything. I'll let you know, and trust me, you'll know.
You'll know.
And I like put my
Message
hand on like my maul, and you can see like you like see on the maul there's like a lot of claw marks on it. Like it's really well kept, but you can see there's like it starts just digging a little bit into this maul. These thick claws.
Message received.
And I give him a high pack back and like, all right, mate, and just walk off.
I dust myself off a little bit, and I'll take a drink from the
So,
oasis.
as you guys are drinking, insulting each other, talking to birds, reading books, and making a fire, the sun goes under. The moon shines bright. The temperature drastically goes colder as soon as the sun's gone. It's very cold, so the fire is very welcome. I want you guys to give me a little bit of an insight in what you guys are doing for the night. Are you guys going to sleep? Are you guys having like guard shifts? How's your night gonna be?
Quick question
Done.
though, we should all like mark down one less rations in our inventory on our sheet because we had to eat one of those.
If you guys eat rations tonight, then yes, you are going
Don't
to
we?
have
Don't
to
we have
mark
to?
one
We
down.
can't just not eat for the whole day.
Yeah, but you could just skip. Like, be like, I'm not gonna eat. Lol.
I'm not gonna
Be
eat the
severely
time.
inconvenienced, but
Yeah,
I ate
no,
quite a
I'll-
lot, so I'm just not gonna eat because I ate fucking loads, like more than I usually did, because I like food on them. So I'm kind of content with eating.
I'll eat half of one, like a light meal, just like skimping it.
I
saving
just
it.
eat
Sure.
one of my rations.
And then
Yeah,
after
I ate a
after that,
ration.
I'm gonna like my evening will look like sharpening my sword, and like looking after it, sheathing it, and then eventually going to bed once that's done.
all right.
Uh,
I'll stay up as like a guard watch for a few hours.
Isn't the bird watching for us?
I don't trust a bird. I think I should trust myself a bit more than.
Keep in mind that to get a proper long rest, unless you're an elf or an half elf,
You need at
are
least
going to
8
need
hours, yeah, that's what I
8
mean.
hours of
Yeah.
sleep. So keep that in mind.
What time is it
Yeah.
I
like
would take first guard
from this
shift.
point?
Sorry.
I'd
What
like
was
to
that,
take
Hanzo?
first guard shift.
Wake me up when you're done with your shift. I'll happily take the evening guard. They're there the morning.
Anyone
I'd like to
else?
spend my evening trying to befriend a lizard, just like stroking it, talking to the lizard.
Oh, that's so
Roll an
cute.
animal handling.
Okay.
First animal handling roll I've ever seen.
8.
As you try to get a lizard to come close to you, it just hisses at you and walks away.
Alright, then
You
I
know,
look like-
there's a lizard in our party that looks like he wants some friends.
I kind of like just laying down. I hear it, and you just see me tense, just like.
Seeing him like sort of tense up and look away, I'll just like walk over to one of the palm trees and just like prop myself up on it against it and just relax, look at the sky and stuff like that.
So as you guys all settle in and are slowly going to get to the sleeping part of the night, who had first shift?
Soko.
And then
Oh.
it was the dragon
Delta.
second.
Okay.
And for the-
So
I only need to rest for 4 hours, so
okay. So as soon as as soon as those 2 shifts are over,
I
you can wake up and just keep
yeah.
by the rest of the night. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Then I want our sage to roll a perception check to see how his guard shift goes.
19.
First shift, you kind of just nestle in. You see your party members around you slowly fall asleep and just do get some rest after what was a long day of traveling in a very warm area. And right before it is time to wake up, whoever has the next shift, you hear some whispers behind a rock, a little further away from the a few feet away from the actual oasis. What do you do?
Okay, how close are the party members from me?
They all nestled in pretty close-ish to the fire since it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
The fire is still going, so you guys are all pretty close to each other. But you, as you are the only one awake right now, you do hear some what sounds like whispers coming from the rock, a little away from the oasis.
Are any of them close enough for me to like tap on the shoulder real quick without saying a word?
Since the Dragonborn was the one with the next shift, he's closest to you. You can reach and.
All right, I like tap him on the shoulder a few times, like kind of like nudge him.
Okay. What do you do?
And then walk to kind of stealth over to the whispers where I hear it.
Okay. First, so you nudge the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Do you what do you do?
I feel it, and I kind of like turn around, look up, and look at him, kind of confused, just like
Okay.
kind of be like, is it my turn for my shift?
No. There's some whispers going on. Let's go check it out.
Okay. I draw my maul and I follow him.
All right. So you want to stealth up to the rock?
Yeah.
All right. Roll a stealth check.
Do I also need to roll a stealth check?
If you decide to follow him and want to do it quietly, then yes.
That is
16.
18.
16, 18. Okay, guys all managed to get a little closer to that rock, and you hear the whispers getting louder. You swear one of them said something about something along the lines of loot and sleeping adventurers. What do you do?
Can we see them at this point, or
No, they're behind a big rock. Imagine like this. There's the oasis. There's you guys. There's this big rock, this big just rock. They're behind that. But because you got closer, the whispers started to be a little more audible. And it's now confirmed there are people whispering behind that rock.
Okay.
Kind of hearing this, I just go, oh, it's a beautiful night, isn't it? Just out here. Really?
You hear
There
the
goes
whisper
the
of
element
someone-
of surprise.
As he's saying that, can I be using my precognitive hunch?
Sure, dude. Sure.
Okay. That just gives me an extra D4 to my attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. So.
All right. Fucking sages, man. That's level 1 immediately.
We mystics.
That's the one, dude. Right, you get sage in your name, which throws me off. All right. So as you decide to very subtly let them know that you are awake, you hear the whisper suddenly come to a stop, and you hear what sounds like. Actually, roll another perception check.
Both of us?
Both of us?
No, just Koiba.
Oh.
19.
You hear what sounds like the drawing of weapons. Shing.
Okay.
That.
I start to wake up the rest of the party. I run up. There's strangers here who want to fight.
And as you say that, 4 bandits
Like,
get from behind the rock, weapons drawn, and one of them yells at you. It's going to go a lot better for ya. Roll initiative, everyone. As you guys all wake up.
They're just human bandits, yeah.
They're just humans. Yeah.
All right, initiative.
Desert folk.
Thank God I have advantage on
Fuck
initiative
my
rolls.
life. Sorry.
What do you add to initiative? Is you add your
Dexterity.
Your dex. Yeah, d20 plus dex.
Fuck my life,
sorry.
man.
Do
I
you
rolled a
wanna-
natural 1. My dex
I
is
rolled much better
plus
than
2.
that.
If you were a mystic, you could have advantage on initiative rolls.
But yo, let's do it a little. Calm down. 20 plus. Anyone? 15 to 20.
I got 17.
16.
Sorry.
17 for Duke, 16 for
Mhm.
Soko, and then Hanzo, you had
18.
No.
18. Okay.
I had 15.
And then 15
15
for Koiba.
Koiba. 18 for Hanzo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was
No
Hanzo,
shit.
then
All
Duke,
game long.
then Soko, then Koiba.
All right.
See, that's the thing. You guys rolled
10 to
well when it
15?
didn't matter. But how do
I
we in
got 14.
combat?
Belle got
14.
14, yeah. And then I got 1
That's
plus 2, so 3.
3, 4.
Hold on, I might.
Four.
Oh, I can't get it now. Fuck.
4
Next stream, we're gonna have
bandits.
music, guys. We're gonna have like just basic like battle music, tavern music,
Mhm.
whatever. We were behind today with me getting the camera sorted out. I didn't have time to like get the music sorted out. First episode, give us some time to work into our higher production value, okay?
Mhm.
I
Opening
apologize.
night always goes wrong. That's just a general rule.
I shouldn't look. I shouldn't look.
Theater of the mind, brain cabinet. Like Dutch has made some maps for things like the whole province of
Yes, I
Sagalia
have.
and stuff, but like for these specific encounters, he still is like school full time and stuff. I don't think he's made specific maps for
Not
every.
for today, no.
Yeah, not- at
no.
least
I
not for
will in
today.
the future.
So we're using our.
All right.
imagination.
With that being done, it is one of the bandits goes first.
Oh shit!
You see, as the bandits come from behind the rock, they are all rocking a shield on one arm, scimitar on the other. Since Koiba and Soko are pretty close to them, the bandit just walks up to Soko's character. I need to study those names. That's gonna be a little meme.
Just call me Ash.
Yeah, Ash.
Ash, there you go, Ash.
Like
Um,
Pokemon.
And he just walks up to you, and he's just gonna go for a little swing, dude. 17 to hit.
Dude,
On
I'm
you,
just
yeah.
a scholar, man. Yeah,
17 to hit.
hits.
All right.
Swear to God, if it's another Opti, bro, I'm about to flip.
No, it shouldn't be.
Welcome to
whew,
low-level D&D.
hmm,
One shot after one shot.
He takes his scimitar and lashes out at you, and hits you for 6 slashing damage right across the chest.
Thank God.
6 slashing damage.
I'm alive.
Like
Not much
say,
And he
Well,
just he spits on the ground. He's like, if you guys would have kept on sleeping, we would have taken your gold and we would have been on a merry way. Now we're gonna have to kill you.
No, that's very kind of you.
Anso, your turn. You wake up. You get up from your little nap that you had before all this went down. You're at the oasis. You're about 30 to 40 feet, like a little over 30 feet away from this going down. What do you do?
So seeing that they've drawn their weapons, actually, no, seeing that Ash just got stabbed a
Mhm.
bit,
A bit.
uh,
Just a wee bit.
I am going to cast Shield of Faith on him.
Ooh.
Try and protect him.
All
That's
right,
a
just give me a
fancy
little
spell.
little explanation of what it does. So just
It gives him +2 to his AC for up to 10 minutes. But it's
there you go.
concentration, so
Boom.
it's my that's my concentration spell.
there you go. All right,
Yeah, yeet.
all right. So that's gonna be your
Love
action.
that.
You want to use your movement at all?
Yeah, I will back away from the bandits as far as possible. the other side.
So you just use your full movement to create some distance between you and the group. All right. That's gonna be your turn then, Duke.
I'm gonna shoot my longbow at him, dude. The
You're
one
gonna shoot
closest
your
to Soko.
longbow? So the one closest, the one that just hits
Yeah.
Ash. All right, roll your attack.
8.
Plus your dex?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Oof.
Yeah.
As you draw an arrow and
I'm gonna
you aim, you feel confident because it is dark. This is no sun blocking your view, and you take aim and you let an arrow fly, and it just shoots at your bow and lands like 5 feet in front of you.
You know, you could have made it like hit his shield.
No. Just not striking anything. Just literally 5 feet in front of you. The arrow hits the sand. Want to use your movement at all? Are you gonna do anything else?
Nope. Just
nope.
gonna cry.
You're just gonna sit there and cry. All right. Ash,
I
you now
can
have
so
your
just
turn.
Sit here and cry. I'm gonna use because bastards. All right, this gets into that. All right, I'm gonna throw 2 of my points into using Psionic Blast.
Okay.
He gets automatically hit, so I'm just gonna roll for damage.
Do I need to roll saving throw at all?
Nope, he doesn't get to roll anything. Just gets fucking
Wow.
hit. Takes it.
Okay.
Oof.
Tough.
That's 14 points of damage.
None.
As you focus, you're a little upset because of you just got slashed, and you make some gestures, you mutter some words, and as you cast your psionic blast, this bandit gets struck, gets sent back 5 feet, falls down, does not get up. You have utterly shagged him. He is he's gone. He's just gone. Just
Just
deleted.
gone. Nice.
14 damage, dude.
Yeah, dude, rolled an 8 and a 4 plus a 2.
Jesus Christ. All right. You want to use your movement at all after eradicating one of these individuals?
Whoa! Oh,
Alright,
someone
who's
dipped out of the
left?
call and it fucked up all the cameras.
That's Soko. That's as soon as as soon as Soko gets back in, it will be fixed again.
I know. It just
Sorry.
it stressed me out for a minute seeing all the cameras go weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd like to move back, maybe 20 feet.
Okay. Yeah. So you step back after ruining his literally ending this guy's life for just Soko mad, got slashed, and just decided to end this guy's life.
And as I move back, I'd like to yell, "Run while you can!"
Oh.
Yeah.
Tempted to let you roll an intimidation check, but
I mean, I did
Not
just kill a
gonna.
guy.
yeah. No.
That'd be too nice.
Oh.
Koiba.
I would like to bonus action rage.
Oh boy.
Range.
So
I just think
you
of
see
Grog.
like whoever's like next to me, just kind of you see my eyes just kind of dull from like this bright gold to this dull black. Like my muscles tense, and I just let out this roar, just like rah, and then I will run up to whoever's the nearest one to me, and I will swing my fucking maul at him.
All right. That's this angry dragonborn just breathes. Like you can see you see the breath out of his nose, and he just starts running towards the nearest bandit, roaring in rage. Roll your attack.
He did.
That's a 9.
Plus, or is that it?
No, that's a 4 plus 5.
That's
And
unfortunate.
as you are so blinded by your rage, you try to swing with your maul, and because you're so just tunnel visioned on the guy, you misjudged the reach of your maul, and you completely missed the target. And now you're now face to face. Oh, really?
Shield of Faith is a bonus action. I could have done
Would've
a
had an
full
action. That's a shame. That's
Yikes.
so.
It's fine now,
It's
you know.
my only spell that's a bonus action. The rest are all actions. I cast the one that isn't.
I would say I thought Shield of bonus was like, am I wrong?
That's good that you now make note of that, so therefore you won't make a mistake again.
Yeah.
You want to do anything? No, you can't do anything else because you use your movement, your action, your bonus action. All right, you're done. Bell.
Oh, yes. Is it my go?
Yes, it's your turn. Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay, so can I reach them with my movement?
You're at the camp, right?
Yeah,
You're
we're
gonna
all
be-
at the camp.
You're gonna be like 5 feet short if you use your full movement.
Okay. I want to throw a javelin. Can I do that? I'd like to.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I know you had a javelin.
That's
Look at you.
fancy.
I have javelins. 1d6. Wait, no. I
You have to roll a
your-
20 to
roll-
attack.
Roll,
Yeah, I
roll
know.
d20 plus
I know.
your
I'm just trying to find the
dex.
dice just in case.
I think
Getting
javelins are
ready.
dex.
If it's a throwing weapon, it's strength, not dex.
Oh, it's strength. D20 plus strength. Thank you.
Okay. Plus strength. What was it? Okay, 16.
16 hits. Roll your damage.
Look at you.
Not immune to weapons, guys. They can hit.
5.
All right. So as you realize your movement will not be, you'll not be able to make it towards the bandits in time to strike one. You just take a javelin and take aim and just chuck one
Yeet.
in their direction, and one of these bandits just gets struck by the javelin, sticks in the top of their legs, top of his leg, and he gets angry, bothered, and you hit him for how much?
5.
All right. Little blood coming out. The javelin is stuck in there. It's in there. It's not. It's stuck. He's angry and in pain. It's already looking a little roughed up. That was a very, very strong blow. You're gonna move closer to them, or are you gonna
Yeah, no, I'm
stick
gonna
at that
move
distance?
closer with my great axe at the ready.
All right. So you move closer. That'll be your turn. That same bandit that now has a javelin stuck in his leg is gonna swing at. It's the same bandit that the Dragonborn tried to hit, but didn't really do so. And he's gonna try and slash him. I'm just gonna assume that a 9 does not hit you.
It's so you look at your armor class, Bell, and if it's higher than a 9, you're good.
No, he's swinging a
No,
set
I'm swinging at Koiba.
Oh, Koiba, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
12. Yeah, no, it doesn't hit.
I said 9, but yeah, that doesn't hit.
Oh, no, that's
No, he's
my
like,
AC.
his
your
AC is 12.
Okay. Yeah, so he
Sorry, I was reading.
tries to take a scimitar, and because of the pain in his leg, and he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place at this point, because he sees his buddy just bites on the floor. He sees this giant, angry dragonborn in front of him. He has a javelin stuck in his leg, and as he tries to swing at you with a scimitar, he just it hits you, but because of your thick dragon scales, it kind of just bounces off without really doing any damage. That's gonna be his turn. Then the bandit behind him.
You said there's
is-
4 bandits at the start originally?
Yeah.
Okay, and one of them's dead.
They're,
So there's 3
yes,
now.
correct.
Okay, cool.
the other bandit is fucking gonna choke on his own sword. 8 to hit, also on Koiba. It's not gonna do it. So he runs up, and as he tries to hit you, he kind of drops his sword and spends the rest of his action to just catch it midair, and that by the time that happened, he's just out of his mojo. Not gonna be able to do a damn thing. Nice rolls, Dutch.
know, you did
That's
quite a bit
their
to me.
turn. Listen, dude, it's all good. Laura.
Finally, I'm going to use my crossbow and take aim at the dude with the javelin sticking out of his leg.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming
Roll your
they're not
attack.
in movement range. Like, I can't get to them because I was close
They're
to
just
Bell.
out of your range.
All right, so we'll
yeah.
crossbow it before I move over. So to hit, I roll 21.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right. For damage, I do 9 damage.
As you take aim with your crossbow, you aim right between the eyes.
Yeah.
You shoot a bolt, and the bolt just, and it just it enters his head right between his eyes, and it just flies at the back of his head, and the bandit just face
Alright.
first on the floor or on the sand. Yeah, he gone.
All right, and then with my move action, I will, following Bell, like just move towards the general direction of the bandits and pulling out my warhammer, or picking up my warhammer that was on the ground next to me while I was sleeping.
Okay. I'll allow it. So you move closer. Yeah, you just killed the bandit that was supposed to have a turn. So we're going back to the top of the round with Hanzo.
Okay, so there's just 2 bandits left, correct?
Correct, yes.
Are there any that are currently like not in melee with anyone?
There's one that's not in melee with anyone.
Okay, then I want to launch a firebolt at his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not particularly at his face, but
At him.
It's just
At
at him.
his
Yeah,
face.
His general direction.
nat 20.
Yes!
Okay, well,
I rolled
shit.
but now that it matters.
So the way I like to do this is you roll every dice roll just gets doubled. So you roll your dice for your damage and you double that. Instead of having to roll twice, you just roll once and you double the damage, the outcome.
First nat
And
20.
then you add your modifiers and whatever. Is there a saving throw anywhere?
No,
in
it's
that?
a roll to hit instead of a saving throw. And I rolled a 9 for damage, so 18.
18 damage as you just yeet this firebolt at him.
Yeet.
Nothing at a big bright flash of red. And as the fire disappears, nothing but a pile of ash remains of.
And as an
bandit.
aside, what type of bird was the bird I spoke to earlier?
Fuck.
Vulture. If it's a desert.
What?
Probably a vulture.
Yeah, like a vulture type. A pretty
Some
big boy.
carrion.
So I want to mutter under my breath and go, never trust vultures.
Alright. Roll times 2 plus modifier, so that was wild. Okay, so there's one bandit left, looking little shooketh.
See the one with the javelin in his leg?
No, I killed that one. I killed Javelin one.
Alright.
As his last remaining partner just turned into a pile of ashes right next to him. You want to use your movement to go anywhere?
No, I'm fine standing miles away from
Okay.
everything.
Duke?
Yeah, I'll knock another arrow into my longbow. I'll take a little more confident shot here, I think, with a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Great damage.
Wait, what is my damage dice? I think it's a D6, but I might be wrong.
Your longbow?
Yeah.
Should be.
Longbow is a D8.
That's
D8
D8.
plus- okay.
D8
Yeah.
plus your dex.
Alright, that's 7 damage.
That's with your dex.
With your dex
Yeah.
modifier? Okay.
All right. So
Nice.
as the first arrow didn't really,
Warm up shot.
was a little warm-up shot. You ready a second arrow, take aim, and as you this time let go, the arrow just flies and strikes the last remaining bandit in the shoulder. He steps back. He's angry, looking pretty rough,
Wow.
and he is in his eyes. You can see not necessarily panic, but you definitely see him thinking, "Oh God, what have we done? What am I doing? Fuck." You're gonna use your movements to go anywhere?
No.
It's kind of stick behind. All right,
I'll just laugh maniacally.
Ash.
I'm gonna go just dagger his ass. Like, actually, am I close enough? Since I backed away.
Did you use your full movement to back away?
No, I used 20 feet.
20. You can use your movement to get to him. Yeah.
I'm gonna go dagger him.
Dagger.
I didn't know
Dagger.
Sora was in this game.
Soko special.
I picked up daggers instead of anything else because it was dex, not straight.
Oh,
forward.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so roll your
Yeah.
attack for your first dagger.
Oh wow, he's that low. Okay. That is a 13 to hit, I think. Yeah, 13.
That misses.
Oof.
You
Yikes. All right.
go in with the first dagger, and the bandit manages to put his shield in front, and you clang off his shield. And while he thinks it's over, he starts laughing at you, and I want you to roll the second attack.
Yeah, that's a 16.
And as he starts laughing, like, you just jab him with the other dagger as he starts laughing, and he looks down, realizes he should probably not have laughed. Roll damage.
That's 4 damage.
4 damage. He is looking very rough. As you stab him, he kind of moved a little bit, so that you kind of cut him as well. And as you remove the dagger, you see him bleeding pretty heavily, and he is looking very rough. And just panic starts to, and his eyes just say panic. He's looking very scared. He is regretting all the decisions he has made this day. Goodbye.
Infuriated by me missing, I run up to this guy who's just been injured. I'm gonna fucking swing my maul at him again. Just
Roll your attack.
That's not like it. That's a 19.
Okay, don't bother rolling damage. How do you want to do this?
I get
He
my
had 1
maul.
HP. He had 1 HP.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I get my maul. I just kind of hold it like a baseball bat, and I swing and just aim for his head to just like knock him up and crush it like a melon, just like bap it off his head.
All right. So as you ready your maul, pissed off because you didn't hit anything so far, you strengthen your grip, and like a professional baseball player, warm up, and just and you hear a crack, and you see the entire right half of his head just dent in as you see the head just fly off into the distance, and the rest of his body just collapses onto the floor. That'll be it for the bandits, guys.
I want to go loot the one I smacked down.
I want
first
to
one.
immediately go pick up the crossbow bolts that I fired out of the body and take it
All right,
back.
you do that. You
Yes,
take those bolts.
I would also like
I
my 2 arrows back.
I drop my rage.
Okay.
Just to, like, kinda, I try. I'm like, oh, sorry about that, guys. I think I lost my cool a little bit there.
Duke, remember you only get half your arrows back, by the way.
No.
All right.
What? Or we do get full.
If he's since one of them just kind of landed right in front of his feet, you can get both back. I'll be merciful.
Merciful.
Thanks, Dad.
I rolled an 18
Alright.
for investigation on that body.
You're investigating. You just want to do a
The one I
global
smacked.
search of all of them, or just the one that you?
Sure, all of them.
All right,
I
cool.
want to get my back javelin. I want my javelin back.
I say, can I investigate on the one that I battered his head in?
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
Investigation. That's 19.
All right, so you guys both start looting, just going through the pockets and the purses and whatever it is that they left behind. One of the corpses is completely turned to ash, so whatever loot he has had is all burnt, but the
God damn
10
it.
gold the 10 gold pieces he had in his pocket, because gold doesn't really burn. They are really hot to the touch still, but there are 10 gold pieces amid the pile of ash of the corpse that just completely got burned up to a crisp by Tramaris. So that's 10 gold pieces. Rifle through all the pockets real quick just to see if they have anything of worth. And you guys all put it together, and you come to a grand total of another 50 gold pieces. So with those 10 that are already in the ash pile, that's 60 gold pieces total. And you find 1 minor healing potion.
Is this one person
Right.
finding this, or is this group findings? I'm
That's
missing.
that's just 2 people looting all the corpses and kind of just.
I say I only
This means-
looted the one that I just looted the one that I like. knocked
Yeah,
out.
and Ash is looting, just globally
rest of
looting
them.
all the
Are they
corpses.
choosing
So
to share?
what you guys find is a total of 60 gold pieces and 1 minor healing potion.
So who finds the healing
Which-
potion?
Who finds the healing potion?
You find the healing potion, Koiba, and
Damn
10
it.
gold pieces, and
I pop the healing potion and don't tell anyone about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 10
Yeah.
gold pieces for the rest of us if Ash
Yeah,
chooses
I hand
to.
out gold pieces
Okay.
to everyone evenly.
Everyone
I'd
update.
like to approach Ash and say, "Friend, would you like me to have a look at those wounds for you?"
Certainly, that would be amazing. I would very
And I'll
much appreciate
cast
it.
Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
Because I can do that as a sorcerer. For a reason.
Yeet.
So 1d8. Healing 3. I'm sorry.
It was better than
Oh,
nothing,
plus
right?
spellcasting
That's fine.
ability, actually. So that would be +2. So that's 5, which is perfect.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
because
that's
he
like
took
almost
6,
perfect.
so...
That's like 6, so it's
Okay, cool. So, Cobra Pockets, I need to start
minor healing
calling y'all by your in-game names.
Nakal, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nakul, that's it. Pockets the healing potion without really telling anyone about it. There's 10 gold pieces that he still finds. Ash finds a total of 50. So whatever you guys decide to do with that, you two. You with the 50, and then Nakul with
Yeah,
the
I
10.
handed out gold to everybody else.
Yeah,
Very nice guy.
I just go, oh, I got this 10, and then obviously.
Okay, so that's a total. That's a
You go
total
hand
of
out gold to everyone
total of
except for
60 gold. And if you guys all divide equally, that's just 10 gold pieces each. Pretty much.
Well, that was eventful. Probably should
Change that to a 20, please.
get some sleep, guys.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Should we break there for the night then?
I'll approach Nakul.
Yep.
Good kill, Dragonborn. I would have done it slower myself, but it's always good to see heads fly.
Nice shooting, apart from. No, just nice shooting. Yeah.
I needed to warm up. Okay.
I don't blame you. I had to warm up as well, but when you just get it right, it's a great feeling, isn't it?
Yes. Savagely done.
Savagely done.
I just give him just like a thumbs up, just like, yeah.
Quick aside, Belle, what's your class? I'm just adding our race and class now they've been introduced
Oh,
to all of our panels.
I've forgotten. Oh wait, okay. I'm a barbarian.
Barbarian, cool, thanks.
All right.
And
so
my
after all
in
this
character, I
kerfuffle-
would say, I look around to the group and just like, glad to know that we can all work together when it counts.
All right.
Good job,
So,
everyone.
Take an eye
I'm
out.
gonna-
Except for that damn bird.
After all of this, after this kerfuffle, I think this is a good point to take a little break, little intermission.
Yeah.
Perfect.
guys-
I
Wait,
gotta
characters-
feed
Let me
your
roll to shoot the
pets.
vulture.
Go ahead, roll the shoot the vulture, bud.
Do it.
13.
That hits. Roll for damage. Roll for damage.
Oh my fucking god.
5.
That vulture is dead. Good job.
Yeet.
Hold on,
Don't forget to
before
pick up your arrow.
before we go
so
to
you guys
break.
all long rest, and while you characters do that, we can take a little IRL intermission.
Before we go to our intermission, well, I'm just quickly putting in, like I said, race and class. I want to make sure I get it right. So, Duke, you are a drow. What's your class?
Ranger.
Ranger. Okay.
I'm a half elf mystic.
Hold on, I'm not there yet. It takes me a minute. Okay. Drow. Ranger. Okie dokie. Merp. Alright, now, Soko was a half-elf mystic.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Merp. And then we have a BRB screen, obviously.
Yep.
I have music
Sorry,
I can
guys.
play, but it does mean then...
play some music.
Oh no, but we all have to mute ourselves so they don't hear our
Okay.
random
Okay, sounds good.
noises
Yeah, yeah,
like
sounds
during
good.
the music. But so
All
once
right,
we go
so
to break,
little,
I'll let you
I'd
guys
say
all
like
know.
little 5-minute intermission. Grab a
Can
drink,
it be
grab
like
some
like
tea
10? Because I
break.
need to feed my pets and do some
All
stuff.
right, sure. 10-minute intermission. We'll be back here after this, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoy so far, and see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah, cool. I'm just doing one more person's race class, and then I'll go ahead and do that. Thanks for hanging out so far, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. We're all having a lot of fun. Hey, Daft Brit is back. Everyone thank Daft Brit for the rad overlay in chat right now. Oh shit. What is Koiba? He's gone. He's a dragonborn, but what is he? Does anyone know what Koiba is?
I'm a barbarian.
Okay, you're a barbarian too. I figured from the rage,
Yeah.
but just wanted to check.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you. Dragonborn barbarian. 10-minute. Yeah, everyone go pee, get a drink. If you're like me, go feed the doggos and the
He
cats.
has an accurate representation of his character.
Been lurking hard. Oh, and I'm just gonna do a quick before I go shout out anyone who's so only good sir, thank you for gifting all those subs. Retro, thank you for resubbing. Gangnam MU, thank you for resubbing. Gypsy, thank you for the host. So everyone, reminder, if you haven't already, those of us in this campaign that are streamers are myself, That Dutch Geek, Hanzo Kurosawa, Sokoler, and Sir Duke 33. Bell and Koiba have streamed on and off in the past if you want to follow them. Like, they're not regular streamers at the moment, but hey, feel free. All of us are a part of Level Select. So actually, I'm going to play that video and then quickly come back when the video's done and then put on some like intermission music while we do things, because Level Select is pretty rad and y'all should check it out.
I'm back. No, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeet.
Yeah. Wow.
I was dabbing furiously, dude, that entire break.
Hold on, I
Even
need to
on-
full
even on the
screen
toilet, I was
it.
just-
There we
Dutch,
go.
I think you honestly burned
just
like 1,000
stab it.
calories with that.
I know, right?
That was a lot.
Wow.
I think Laura needs a full screen. There we go. Good job, Laura. You're running this shit like a pro.
I did full screen it.
You
There
know,
was
you know.
okay. It just took a minute.
Yeah, there's delay.
Because I needed to unfull screen it to get the link Hanzo sent me for the music for break.
Okay.
Which next time I will literally, I'm just gonna ask Dutch before every session. Obviously, don't give me any tracks that'll give away like spoilers, but you can give me some basic, like here's a list of the ones that will like you should have the links ready to use while we're
Or you
streaming.
could just, DM each other so that no one else can see it.
Yo,
But I can't
slide
see
in
the
my-
Yeah,
DMs.
just say like
DMs,
you.
He could
something
whisper
music.
me. He could actually whisper
Whatever.
me because I can see whispers with the thing I'm using to see chat. So yeah, that's what we'll do for the
Okay.
next stream, Dutch. If you find tracks you want to use, whisper them to me as they're needed, and then I'll play them for you.
Alright.
Makes sense.
Quick little announcement before we go back into the game. What I forgot to
we
say
have an
for
announcement.
this stream is that all the episodes / sessions / whatever you want to call them will be up on YouTube within the
Yes.
first few days, but after a session. So that if you guys miss something,
Hi,
they
YouTube.
will.
First of
be
all,
on
is
YouTube.
everyone okay with that, Dutch?
Hey,
We didn't
YouTube.
actually ask all the players yet.
I mean, yeah,
I
whatever.
use
Yeah.
Sidekick.
Okay, could just check it.
Someone messaged me on Twitter saying, "Oh, I'm busy, but I hope your
Oh, there you
campaign, like, I hope the video will be saved." And I was
It will be on
literally
YouTube.
replying
I
to the
think I might
message
make
that-
a Dungeon Select YouTube channel. and just
I
have
was
it
gonna ask
exclusively
because
to that.
otherwise I was like, I'm more than happy to put it
So
on mine. But
for a
I'm...
link to that, keep an eye out on the Level Select Discord. I'll make sure to get at that within the next couple of days.
Cool.
Because I should be able to download the files from Laura's channel because I'm an editor now, so I can just.
And we'll
grab those
post
and-
we'll post both on the Level Select Twitter, which you all should follow, by the way, and we'll also post like in our personal Discords and stuff when we make that YouTube channel, so that anyone can rewatch the VODs or anyone
If
that.
12 people in Georgia die, it was not me. I promise.
Okay,
Just saying.
wow, this is ominous.
Just saying.
Can we post a video but dub over Laura? Yes, we can. I can make it happen.
But just dub it over
hey,
with
Gypsy.
screams,
Hey,
like
hey,
blood
Gypsy.
curdling
Hey, hey.
screams.
The screaming goat.
That's what I say to you.
Just every time Laura
All right.
talks.
Now that we have that
Just
done,
me.
how about we just get back into it?
All right, let's
Jump
fucking
You
go.
guys good with that? So
Jump into it,
Let's
dude.
just jump into it, bro.
Let's just jump right back in.
Yeah, dude. All right.
Yeah.
Jump.
So after encountering a group of bandits that clearly bit off more than they could chew, the party has healed up, went back to bed, made a little coin in the process, and are now awakened by the burning morning sun. Bright and early, another long day of traveling ahead of them. You guys know that you're going south. You guys know that's about another 10 hours ish away. What do you do? What are you guys doing? You guys hanging out for a bit? You guys
I
Morning
think
ritual.
I think it's best we set off right away before the sun gets any hotter.
Oh, never mind then. I will not go for a swim.
Oh, you can do that quickly if you'd like.
No,
I'll
you can't.
Go for a quick swim to freshen up after the heat and last night.
Can I? Nah, never mind.
No, you cannot. All right.
Damn.
All right. So you guys just leave on your merry way. What's happening? You guys just
Yeah,
going?
once he's
You guys
finished the swim,
yeeting?
I like dip my
So,
just like have my feet in the water.
Fucking swimming, dude. I love furballs. Anyway, little bit of a DM favoritism. So as the group wakes up, the furbolg's already in the water, just having a little dip, you know, just being one with nature as he is. You guys, the corpses are still just there, and a pile of ash. Still just
Chilling.
there, where you last left them. It's
Shall we go?
around, if I would say a time, it would probably be like around 8 in the morning, and it's already very warm, very hot. The sun is not being kind. So I'll leave this. You guys can just do whatever you guys damn well please.
Yeah, let's
I'm
not
gonna
dilly
climb out
dally.
the pool. I'm gonna climb out the pool, get dressed, and say, I agree. I think it best that we depart as soon as possible. Just ignoring the fact that I was the one holding the group up.
Yeah. I'm before we leave, I make sure I have all my various 4 weapons attached to me. I'm not gonna leave anything behind.
Yeah, I make sure I've got everything,
Yeah,
including the javelin I threw. Because I took.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you get that?
and the arrow that I shot the vulture
Everyone's
with.
already. If there was any damage, still anyone that's now been healed because of the long rest. You guys are all ready to kick ass and take names. And no one is hurt. No one is wounded. Any spell, at least any points of some sort, whether that be spell slots or psi points,
Yeah.
are replenished. And you guys just head up the road and go south
Let's just
towards Valley Village.
Get out of here.
All right, so you guys hit the road. It's pretty much the same view as you had yesterday. Just sand, roads, rocks, the occasional oasis here and there with a little bit of water. It's one smaller than the other. And after a few hours, you can see a group of travelers coming your way. A group of 4 individuals total. Roll a perception check, everybody.
Ooh, everyone.
11.
You with disadvantage because it's in the burning sun.
Well, that one was better, so...
Hmm?
That roll was better, so...
So the first one, then. What would you
Yeah, 11.
10.
9.
19.
19.
Yeah, 10.
10.
All right, so everybody just basically sees, oh, that's just a group of people, but Tremaris actually spots that they are carrying instruments, musical instruments. And they seem to be coming your way. So as you guys get closer, one of them starts talking to you. You guys headed to that village down south?
Yes.
Yes, I believe we are.
I'd suggest you guys turn around and go to wherever you came from because that village is. That's what you say? Yeah, that's not good. It's not good.
In what way?
Care to expand on that?
And he just points to this thick cloud of smoke, very dark, very black smoke, coming from the direction of you guys know that's where the village is.
Are you is that all that you've seen, or are you coming from the village yourself? Can you give us a little more specifics?
We actually came from that village. We're a little bit of a group of musicians. We call ourselves Jimmy and the Three Musketeers. My name's Jimmy, and Jimmy looks like it's a very tall human, very big red nose, which you also would see on people that would drink a lot of alcohol. You know, the thick red, swollen nose.
Do any of them have panpipes? Do any of them have panpipes?
Get to that in a second.
Okay.
Short brown, like a buzz cut hair, and he has a fiddle on his back, and he says, "Yeah, we were performing in the inn in what's that place called? Valley Village. A little bit of an inspiring name. It's like, what a village you're putting in a valley. What we call it? Off, reckon we'll call it Valley Village. Anyway, these elves are Jerry, Phil, and then we have Peter, and he points at the one of the 4 individuals as a gnome. Peter is a little one. He does no harm. He might look at me and stuff at all, but he's actually very kind. And you see the gnome just kind of like glare a little bit, like it's kind of, you get the sense that it's kind of a part of their shtick. And Jerry and Phil are both humans, and they one of them looks pretty young, long blonde hair, and he is carrying a, what is he carrying? Phil's carrying a lute. And Thomas, no, not Thomas. Fuck names. Phil's carrying the lute. Jimmy has the fiddle. The gnome has what you want. Has panpipes, what they call panpipes, and then they all just kind of start getting the instruments, and as they are about to just start playing some music, Jimmy just looks at him. Not now, lads. I'm in a conversation here. Yeah, but that sounds shagged. It's fucked. There's and he looks at you. Some individuals. We were performing in the inn, and some individuals came down the mountains. They look like you. And he points at the drow elf in your group.
I want to attempt to intimidate. I want to intimidate them.
How do you want to do that?
Well, I want to threaten them.
Okay.
And ask for the panpipes.
Oh my god.
Low key.
Okay.
I see you're fleeing from the village in the valley. Well, me and my friends here are going to accompany those people who look like me. And unless you want to end up like the other inhabitants of that village that you fled from, I suggest you hand over those panpipes and be on your way.
Roll intimidation check.
Fuck. It's like a 5, I think. 5. That's my modifier.
Awkward.
The gnome is the one carrying the panpipes, and he looks at you. He's a funny guy, that is. And he takes his panpipes and he just sticks them back in his bag. And Jimmy kind of looks at you and inspects you. I see you're not part of them elves back in that village. You look way too feminine.
I chip him like, oh no, he knows every elf because they all look the same, don't they? So he knows every elf.
Oh god.
How much?
Hmm?
How much?
What?
For the panpipes?
Well, you want to buy the panpipes? That'll be, I see that you really want them. That'll be 100 gold. These are my panpipes, you know. We're a little bit famous around the inns everywhere. These are, I can even give you a signed one. With my signature will prove to be quite worth a pretty penny.
Sod off.
Alright. Oh god, this is... Anyway.
I turn to the group and say, well, we thank you for your warnings, but unfortunately we have no choice. We are headed to that village no matter what condition it's in. So any information you can give us to help us survive whatever we encounter there would be greatly appreciated.
We were performing at an inn in the Valley Village. We were booked. That's when we do this for a living. Travel town to town, inn to inn, and play music. And well, it was, I think, last night, round a little after dusk, a horde of these dark-skinned elves just came down the mountain, and we knew that there were drow elves in the area in the mountains, but they would never really, bother coming. They would come to trade, according to the villagers we spoke to, but they were not there to trade. They started attacking villages. They started burning buildings down. The place is a mess. We barely escaped with our lives.
Did the drow happen to stay in the city, or did they go back to the mountains?
Of course, I don't know. We ran.
I see.
Well, we appreciate the warnings. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much we can do to change our course at this moment, and I look around at the group, seeing if anyone's going to contradict me.
Continue on.
Did the attackers same as the traders?
Sorry?
Did they seem what?
Did the attackers look the same as the traders?
Can you repeat that one more time? I swear
It's
your mic
the
keeps breaking up.
last word.
The
keeps,
attackers
like,
look the
kind
same
of-
as the traders.
The traders,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, I wouldn't know because I'm not from that village, but drow elves.
What's that
To my
supposed to
eye.
mean?
Well, you all look very similar, except for you. You look very feminine, but you get the point.
Can we move along?
Just
But wait,
as a bit of,
before
like-
before we go, I turn towards the group of bards. I'm like, I think we're gonna need all the help we can get. Any chance for maybe a rousing ballad or two to pick up our spirits before we head to the village? AKA, I want some inspiration dice.
Inspiration dice only last for 10 minutes. Cough, cough.
Oh fuck, never mind. Okay. Well, I still said it.
Gotta
It's
get
too late now.
busy.
I've said it to the bards.
But I audibly went, ugh.
And what
Suggestion.
one of the group that hasn't really spoken yet. I think it's best if we all head on our merry way. You know, we have a booking in one of the cities nearby. We gotta go.
Yes, let's be rid of these half-wit inbreds.
What
Okay,
you got,
no
mate?
need to be rude, Mr. Unimportant.
Half-wit? I can kick your ass, sir. I might be half your size, but I will.
Doesn't deny the
if you
inbred
could have
though.
kicked his ass, then why didn't you stay to fight in the town instead of running?
Because this is only one of those blokes. There were like 20 of them in the town.
Well, why don't you kick 20 of their asses and then leave?
All right,
Um,
let's just everyone.
would
Let's go
my-
on our way before we waste more
would
valuable
my
time here.
character,
I leave. I just like
would my
start
character
heading.
have any
Wait, just
idea
fucking gone.
Just gone.
how much a bardic troupe would normally be paid for a performance?
Roll a history check. See if you've ever heard of Jimmy and the Three Musketeers.
Oh, that was cocked. That one fell off the table. This is why you get a rolling tray.
My high-tech
a
rolling
4.
tray, the lid of my munchkin box.
I rolled a 4.
4? You have no idea.
Okay, then I want to walk up and hand them 2 gold, and say, "This is to say thank you for your time and for your information. Best of luck to you on your travels."
As you go to hand the gold to Jimmy, because he's the one who's been doing the talking, the gnome jumps up, snatches it from your hand. Thank you! And he sticks it in one of his pockets. Alright, Jimmy, say we lose these elves, we gotta go.
All right. As they walk past to go, I'd like to stumble into the gnome and attempt to sleight of hand those panpipes out of his back.
Oh my fucking god.
Why'd you want
They're in his, they're in his bag. Up on his bag.
They'd be on the top of it though, right? So I could like.
reach
I'm
under
gonna go let you roll a sleight of hand check with disadvantage because there's it's
Why is
broad
it
daylight,
always
there's 3 of his
you,
friends.
Soko? Why is it always
What
you?
kind of bullshit is that?
FYI, for
Alright.
context,
Disadvantage, sleight of hand.
Soko plays with a bunch of us in another
Disadvantage.
campaign, and he just steals shit from everyone all the time.
Disadvantage.
Okay, what's my bonus? Please say I have a decent bonus.
You don't even know. You don't even know if you're
I
good
don't
at
even know my
this.
sleight of hand bonus. No.
For fuck's sake.
-4.
He just wants the.
Just stash.
So that's 16.
16. With disadvantage?
What is
With
with your
disadvantage.
disadvantage rolls?
I
I'm
rolled
mad.
I rolled a 14 and a 15.
Fuck you. Okay, I think maybe. Do
Yeah,
you
so
know what
14 plus
disadvantage
2, I
means
guess.
versus advantage? Have you
Yes.
reversed the
You take the
two?
lower
Is that
one.
what's happening? Okay, I'm being sarcastic, but okay.
I know.
All right, so as you
Please.
walk past the gnome, you
Please.
snatch the panpipes from his bag without noticing.
Oh my god.
Let's go, baby.
You now have the panpipes that belong to the gnome, and you have them to do with what you will, what you want.
I think with Soko, you might
Oh.
just revert into the old system of giving them
As-
-5s. It might be more effective.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
As we get farther down the road, once they're out of eyesight, I'd like to hand them to Unimportant and be like, "Hey,
Unimportant.
present.
God damn it.
Have you not noticed the overlay, Duke?
Yeah, I saw the overlay.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah,
You
now
said
just
it.
called
You said it. So
All right, so
have a little
I
present
will.
for me.
I'll take them, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
I'll take them from your hands and give them a little not a toot, just blow them off.
Okay.
Make sure there's no gnome spittle.
Yeah.
Around the
spittle
mouthpiece.
left on the panpipes. Just put it in your inventory. You now have a pair of panpipes.
Boy's got panpipes.
and are we able to catch up to Octanus because she kind of ran
Yeah,
off
because I just left.
before we finished that
Yeah,
conversation?
she's only like a little bit ahead of you. She's
Alright.
not.
Just making
Well, I'm in
sure.
my inventories.
As we start to walk, I go up to an important, like, Do you make it a habit to piss off everyone you meet?
Listen, I procured
Listen.
a set of panpipes during my many years in the Underdark. They're one of the few things that brought me solace. And now I'm here in this incredibly bright and unsettling desert without a set of panpipes. I see a fellow with some panpipes, and what better way to get them than through intimidation? I saw no need to shed blood, but maybe he could be convinced.
Fair
That's
enough.
all right. We don't need to worry about that. We ended up with panpipes regardless. It's fine.
I don't care.
Now I
want
have
panpipes.
panpipes.
I just care that he's a bit of an arsehole.
Sometimes we might need someone like that. I don't mind.
Tactfulness is not a drow elf's strong suit.
It's not mine either, mate. But come on, have it.
So as you guys have this conversation, you catch up to I'm gonna have
Octanus.
to learn these. Octanus, and you. This will get better as we go on, guys. It's just I need to just learn 6 new names and match them to the faces that we have here. So that's gonna be a little bit of an adjustment. As you guys are just all bantering around, complaining about how rude these musicians are, or whatever it is you guys discuss,
How rude I am.
or how rude you are. You can see as you get closer to the village, you can see people running away. You can see families that got away. You can see fire. You can now see actual fire
Oh god.
as you get closer and closer to the village. You can see that there's buildings on fire. It's still very far away, but you can see that it's on fire. You can see the smoke getting thicker and blacker, and ever so often you see small groups of people that made it out before anything would happen to them. Just run. They don't stop to have a conversation with you at all. They're just booking it.
Oh dear.
Should probably pick up the pace here, guys. See what's going on. I'm trying to help out these people. And I start like not sprinting, but at least like
You know,
good jog.
a light jog, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll
like,
go ahead
fast-
and keep as best I can, being a 5'4", and he's a hulking dragonborn, trying to keep pace with the dragonborn.
Been 7'6", I'm gonna like casually jog. with people.
yeah.
You're like almost like a foot tall.
I'll bring up the rear of the group.
All right. So as you guys just, for the sake of brevity, we'll say that. Oh,
Before we go, can I try and... I guess there's no real point if I'm in the midst of this group of people, so can I try and get into, like, stealth mode? But is there a point to that? So it's in the middle of the desert,
not yet.
bright sunlight,
No,
we're in a big
not
group.
yet,
Yeah, okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Fair.
For the sake of brevity, we'll say that unless you guys have something you want to discuss or something now, we'll say that you travel for the rest of the day. Close to dusk, you arrive at, say, the outskirts. Not the outskirts, but just a safe distance from the village, but close enough to kind of get an eye on, see what's going on. Sun is starting to go down, and you see buildings on fire, drow elf patrols around the town. It is as if they have laid siege on this town and do not plan to leave at all.
So we see
Which is
physical drow
very
in
unlikely.
the village.
You see drow patrols
Patrols, okay.
around the village. You do not really see what's going on in the village besides the fact that you can see buildings that are on fire.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
What should we do, guys? We should probably take it. Can't just rush in there, can we?
Well, so the closest drow patrol to us, how many of them are in the patrol and how far away are they?
Roll a perception check.
Oh, my perception's so bad.
Can I take a look as well?
Fuck. I rolled not a natural 1, but a 1. Because I have a -1 on perception, and I rolled a 2.
I rolled 15.
Okay, so
You guys never want me to roll perception, FYI.
You look and you start muttering and a little loud so that people can actually hear it. Yeah, it looks like about one. You start counting. 1, 2, 3. It's a lot of people. And Ash actually takes a little bit of a better look and notices that the one patrol that keeps patrolling the edge of the town a good, 100 feet away, 100, 150 feet away. Just it's pretty still like a decent amount of space between you and them. Some torchlight from the walls, and the little bit of sun that's still in the air makes it pretty good, manageable for you guys to see. And that the patrol that is patrolling the actual edge of town is made up out of 4 elves, 4 drow elves.
Okay.
Are they stationary or are they like moving?
They're patrolling. They're just walking back.
How long
the
is
town's
their?
not that big.
Yeah.
It takes them about a good, as you sit there for a period of time, determining how long it takes for them.
Yeah.
They patrol the entire border of the entire town, so they go around the town. It takes them a good 20 minutes to reach the point they were before when you started timing them.
We should
Oh.
attack the.
Hold on. Before we do
first.
anything, outside of Laura, question, not Kasarim. So we were told to go to this village, deal with the drow from the Archmage. Did he want us to kill them? Are we searching for the Chroma Sphere in this village? I can't remember the specifics. I'm having a mind blank.
He wants us to get the Chroma Sphere.
But did he think it was like here?
He told you
Drow have
that. He told you that rumor had it that the drow that reside in the Mystery Mountains
Took it.
were the last known location of the
Got it.
sphere.
So our
And
end
that
game
this
here.
this town would be a good place to start asking
Yeah.
around for like, hey, these
Okay.
drow elves.
So ideally we kill most of them and keep 1 or 2 hostage and question them. This is back in game now. Me talking to
Could
you guys.
set up an ambush.
Good
Seems
stuff,
they patrol around this about every 20 minutes, so we'd have a decent amount of time to get into place.
I know at least myself and unimportant here have longbows, range weapons. Would we be able? Do you think we can be stealthy, bide our time, distance, pick off the patrols, and work our way into the village?
As we are outnumbered here, it might be best that we try a solution that doesn't involve being overwhelmed by superior force. It seems to me that we already have 1 drow elf in the party, and I can easily shift my form to that of a drow elf as well. And we could try pretend to be part of their group and try get information that way.
Can I roll perception, see if the drows have uniforms? Can I see if the drows have uniforms?
Ooh.
Roll perception with disadvantage, as the sun is still pretty bright. Like not pretty bright, it's still it's
How
still
big are the
light out.
fires? Would the fires
9.
Sight, or are they not that big?
I got a 9.
You recognize that they are wearing leather, black armor, leather. That's about it.
Well, we could, if you guys can, you can disguise yourself with you're a drow. You could maybe think of that we're like your captures, and you've captured us, so we could try and get away.
He's thinking the same way I was as well.
Yeah. So you could say, "Oh, I've got these people on a scout patrol, and we'll take them in for questioning, and they look dangerous, and we could use them for like slaves or something, and then we could break out."
Drow elves. Very untrusting of basically anything. But given they seem to be wearing similar leather to that which I'm wearing, that might work. We can try.
If it doesn't, we fucking kill them all.
I mean,
Yeah,
our
that's
only other plan was violence anyway. At least this way we get a chance to get in there, glean information, subvert the violence, and then
even
maybe
if-
escape.
And even if it comes to violence, we are much closer and on
Yes.
better footing.
Yes. I'm not opposed to this plan.
Okay.
Does anyone have rope
can
to
do that.
tie us?
I have
Yes.
Yes.
50 foot.
I have rope.
Yeah, I've got
Perfect.
I will cast
Explorers
this-
packs at the ready.
Yes.
Actually, before I cast Disguise Self, can I try get a better look, like for myself? Because obviously I haven't had a look at them yet at all. Can I
Mhm.
try get a better look at what the drows look like, since I'm going to be
They're
trying to mimic their
Pretty
appearance?
far away. So if you want to take a little bit of a closer look, I would say you have to be a little closer to them, because they're so,
How much closer?
I'd say be within 100 feet, and you're about 130 away from
Okay,
them now.
so and in theory, I can move if I use my action to dash. I can move 60 feet.
We're not in combat right now, though. You don't have to use an
I know,
action.
Yeah,
I know,
but
okay,
but-
still,
just
for
checking.
like,
It's just a time frame reason. So in 6 seconds, I can in theory move 60 feet.
yeah.
I can go invisible for 6 seconds. So I could go invisible, run in range to get a better look at them, get a better look, and then run back before I become uninvisible.
You can certainly try.
Let's try
Okay.
it.
Okay. So I'm gonna stealth first of all. Go
Stealth.
invisible with my hidden step.
Are you
racial.
going invisible? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah.
And then walk in range 30 feet.
Yeah.
And try to get a better look at them.
Roll an investigation check. Yeah. Let's make it investigation to make it a proper.
Let's see what I have in that.
That's a very fleeting glance.
1.
What do you?
I
A
rolled,
1?
I have +1, but I rolled a 2, so 3.
Not really seeing anything. You could try to get closer, but as for this range, you see drow elves.
Okay, I'm not gonna risk it then because my stealth's about to run out, so I'm just gonna go back to the group before my invisibility disappears, before it wears
Okay.
off. And I will just mimic unimportance appearance instead.
Okay.
If we're lucky, and in this light, they won't be able to tell that we are the same, and they hopefully won't be able to tell us apart from them. So I say we rope the group together, like as if they were slaves or captives, and approach the small guard patrolling the outside of the town.
Sounds like a
Sounds
plan.
Alright. So what are you guys doing?
All right, we're gonna tie.
Rope are we
If
fine.
I was so close. Is it Tanaris?
Traumaris.
Mars.
Tremaris.
Tramaris?
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like me.
If you
I
choose-
will cast
yeah.
disguise self.
Yeah. So we'll just tie everyone else in a line, like a chain gang, whatever it's called, but with rope,
I'll
and
keep
just
the
march them over to the patrol.
Before we go in, we should agree who shall do the talking.
Yes.
I speak Undercommon, so
Then
probably
I will
best.
let you lead the way.
Do you understand Undercommon?
I don't know. I don't at all. So I will, like, if we have them in a line, I will stand at the back of the line. So
Okay, good idea. So right, we tie everyone up, and we head for the patrol,
question?
the small patrol.
What do you
right?
do with our weapons? Because they're gonna think it's really weird if you've left prisoners with all our
Oh.
weapons on us. But of course, we need to find a way that you can get them to us. Should the worst, like, we don't have a bag of holding or anything. We don't have a way for someone to just be carrying a fuck ton of weapons. What do we do about that?
My daggers can be hidden under my stuff. So
That's great for you. I have a warhammer, 2 giant bows, and a sword.
Yeah, so,
What
What we could do
is use a sleeping roll. Put them all in a sleeping roll, and I will just drag it behind me and claim that I have their weapons in tow.
Okay.
Oops.
I put a hand on my sword and say, "You can have all my other weapons. This one has to stay with me. We need to find a way to. I guess I can hide it in my robes or in my person somewhere, but it's not going. It's not leaving me."
Interesting.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can-
I
Okay.
say I can like try
If she
because
gets
I'm
rid of
not
all
wearing.
her other, if she gets rid of all her other weaponry, I'll let her keep that sword on her.
Because I will,
Uh-huh.
I will untie it from my belt and because I'm wearing.
Are you
flowy
wearing
robes.
Are you wearing something like a robe or
Yeah,
anything?
it's on my
can
the
cover
art.
it up?
I'm wearing what my character art is. So if that next time that comes up,
Yeah,
don't you have
okay.
the file?
Yeah.
It's like a longish skirt robe.
I'll
thing with, like,
allow
a thing.
you to
I can find a
tuck
way
your
to-
blade under the fabric of the yeah. I'll allow that.
Okay.
I hand you guys my maul and just like.
Okay, I'm also gonna put my staff in the bag and instead like have one of my 2 daggers visible on my person instead because it's more fitting with
You're
drow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Everyone else, giving up your weapons to the bedroll. I look at the tiefling with her giant axe.
With a lot of hesitation, she eventually gives up the axe.
Keep a
and
javelin
her-
though.
Well, your other option
Yeah, I'm
is
gonna
you're more than welcome to keep it on you, but then you have to stay outside the town. We have to split the party, and you can't come in with us. And I don't like that
I
plan.
do have a spare
I don't
dagger.
like that plan.
Yeah.
It's cool. I have a javelin. I'll
Okay.
keep one of my javelins on me. I give in.
If anyone else would need a weapon that they can easily conceal, I do have a spare dagger on my person.
So in the bag goes a great axe, 2 hand axes, and 3 javelins.
Good fucking lord! You and me were just like
You have a fucking
fucking
armory?
loaded.
I mean, to be fair, I said just my maul, but it's my maul, my 5 javelins, but I'm keeping my hand axes.
Okay. I know, whereas I gave up 3 weapons and I'm keeping
I know,
1,
actually-
and here
actually, I don't
Soko's
know.
like,
Actually,
You guys
I don't
dragging a
have-
fucking weapon rack behind you the whole way?
yeah.
I got backpack, man. What can I say? No, I just throw my backpack in. I'm not gonna keep any hand axes because I don't really have anywhere to hide them because I'm
Ooh.
shirtless. So I'm just gonna kind of
This might be
put all my
cheating.
weapons away.
This might be cheating, but I've seen it now. Too late. I turned to, both the Dragonborn and the Tiefling. Go. If there's a way we could disguise. Well, no, never mind. I mid-sentence go, never mind. That wouldn't work. I was going to suggest we could try and disguise your javelins as a walking staff, but either way, we're prisoners. They're still not going to be nice enough to let us, here, have a walking staff to help you get into town while you're so.
Yeah.
Never
No,
mind. I
that's not
tried.
what-
No, I just like my backpack, which is fucking
Nice thought, but
all my weapons in it. I just put it in the back row and then put my maul on top.
Alright, so.
Rolled up in a bedroll.
Yeah, so we're dragging a bedroll behind us with all the big, bulky, obvious weapons. I have my
Mhm.
sword hidden in my robes. Octanus has a javelin hidden on them. Koiba has a javelin. So
No, I've got nothing. I've
oh.
got nothing.
So Nakul has nothing on him
I'll give him a short sword in that case.
to hide.
Oh no! I don't want like any.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
shirtless. Like,
Yeah,
I've got nowhere
he's
to
like
hide
a shirtless loincloth
Oh.
dragon. Where's he gonna put it?
I know, I've got like.
You had a dagger in your pants, like I don't...
No, I don't need weaponry.
True,
fight.
he's a
the memory
dragon.
is fire, I
Fine.
suppose.
Okay, Ash Taranu, do you have any visible weapons, or are you
Nope.
prepared? Okay,
I'm good.
let's go. Let's do this.
Okay, so to summarize, Tramaris is now a drow elf.
Which lasts for up to an hour.
Okay.
Okay, good. You
And also,
carry behind you a sleeping bag filled with everyone's weaponry except for
Except for mine.
Kassiran's sword and Ash's daggers. Wow.
Just as a random DM note, normally
yeah.
disguise self only lets you change your height by a foot, but
I know.
as natural magic for a furball, it lets you change it by 3 feet instead.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you look like around the same size as
That's very useful.
It's awesome.
unimportant
He looks very handsome.
and very handsome.
Very handsome.
A little less feminine than you, but yeah.
Very handsome.
All right. So you guys are tied up, hands behind backs, and you got all like
In front.
in front
of
and like
us.
escorted in like a row.
Classic dark elf chain
I'll be
gang.
in
And
back.
wait, can I
It's the
thing,
suggest,
I swear.
as they're tying us up, is there any way? Are they likely to inspect the bonds you've placed on us, or can we maybe like slightly fray, damage the ropes on the underside, so for example, we can just like break out to help you guys
Make
if
them-
need be?
Make him slip knots.
oh, my poor
Make
rope.
them slip knots.
I'm saying, I'm asking, unimportant, if they're likely to inspect our bonds, because that would tip them off, or does he need to make it 100% legit?
Would I know? Can I history check that?
Sure.
I can't tell if that's cocked or a natural one.
It's cocked.
We'll
It's
say
not. It's
cocked.
cocked.
Okay.
It's totally.
We'll say it's cocked.
Okay, well that's 8, I think, so probably wouldn't know either way.
You remember
Not much
that
better.
your clan were relatively peaceful and traders mostly, and you don't recall ever as anyone escorting a prisoner colony.
All right.
Then that's a very odd history check.
Very useful.
Can I roll to see if I could tie the ropes in such a way that they would look secure, but then easily come undone?
There's a knot for that.
Yeah, like a slip knot
Yeah,
kind of
it's
thing.
a slip knot.
There's a knot for that, so I'd say yeah, you can just.
Is that like a
Survival?
survival check?
I'd say let's do
Minus
survival. Let's do survival.
I think that's 19. 18.
Woo! You managed to tie the knots in such a way that if they would give it a good
Baby
little
girl.
yank, they can break free pretty
All
easily.
right. I did something
Yeah.
Good job, bud.
without being insulted
useful.
or insulting anyone else.
Oh my god, you did it without being the horrible, horrible racist.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So you guys are all hands in front, escorted in a row.
And I'm the last one in the chain.
Last one to change Ash. And then
Oh
we
yeah,
have
what's the order? Because that
Shamara's-
might
I'm at
be
the front.
important.
Shamara's at the back.
Shamara's
What's the,
and
how have you ordered the
Shamara's is
4
behind
prisoners?
and you are in front?
Yeah, because he doesn't know Undercommon.
Okay.
How have you ordered the 4 prisoners with Ash at the back, just in case it I feel like if this goes south, we're gonna need to know.
I
feel
think
like-
we should definitely have Knuckle up front.
Yeah, yeah.
I was saying, watch.
And
Actanis. So dragon,
Actanis,
tiefling,
yeah.
Ganassi, half elf.
Yeah.
Cool.
tennis. Okay.
Okay.
All right. As you guys walk closer to the patrol, they notice you, and they
Woo-woo.
all in unison, pretty much all synced up, turn around, look at you, and
Creepy.
come towards you.
Don't like this.
Since you're in front, unimportant.
Mhm.
Roll
idea.
a perception check.
With
Should
disadvantage?
not have done this.
It's happened now, guys. We're committing.
Normal. It's pretty close to you. and It's almost dark.
Um,
+4.
+4, 19.
19. All right. As they come closer, you can hear them mutter in a language that does not strike you as undercommon.
Okay. Do I know what it is?
That's all you hear. Do you speak deep speech by any chance?
Deep speech.
Fucking hell, dude.
No.
Deep. Oh fuck.
Alarm bells start ringing. That combined with the fact that they all move in unison, all at the same time, all their movements are synced up.
Oh no.
Something in your head
This
goes,
is a bad idea.
Hmm.
that's odd behavior for drow elves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
All right, shit. Fucking loose your weapons. This is about to go really wrong.
I'd like to. How far away are we at this point?
a good 50 feet.
50.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I'd like
gonna
to
draw my
use
bow straight away.
Psionic blast and blast the first one.
I'd suggest use an action to loosen up your.
Yeah, you're
I
bonded.
quickly
Fuck that.
throw the weapon bag forwards.
Yeah, he fights with his
I
mind.
was
You-
thinking
do you-
what I said.
Do you need to do gestures to cast that
No,
spell?
I don't.
You don't?
Yeet.
No.
That's wild.
Fucking Psionic blast. Jesus
That's
Christ.
wild.
It's a
Mystics
fucking
are
brain
broken.
blast,
It's a
dude.
fucking brain
Psi
cell
power.
thing.
Mystics are
it's
That's
broken.
I don't
wild.
do anything.
What's it's okay,
Some
fair.
range on it.
All right, so that's 2d8 to the one on the closest on the right side. Let me roll.
All right, yeah. Go
This
for it,
isn't
man.
gonna go
It was a
well.
good
We're all
idea
gonna die.
while it
That's 12
lasted,
damage.
guys. It was a good idea while things lasted.
Okay.
Until we
What's-
knew
what's
that
your
it was
roll?
all
12
terribly
damage?
wrong.
12?
12.
12 damage. All right. So as you just hands are still taut, you look at one of
There
the
is a
4.
saving throw for Psionic Blast. It's a will.
There
save.
is?
There? It doesn't
Oh,
say it
no,
on
that's
here.
for 3.5. Never mind.
That's the wrong.
Yeah, no,
that's
no,
the wrong
there's,
edition.
There's no,
Uh,
Alright.
save or anything like that.
So as you shoot this psionic blast, I'm gonna grab a piece of paper to write
Oh,
that
and
down. 'cause
as
it's
he's
very
doing it,
complicated.
Hanzo said he also throws the weapon bag forward once he sees that we're on the
Yeah.
offense.
I wanted,
kinda
I
like-
wanted to try land nearer the sort of people who will need weapons, like the barbarians, because you know.
Okay.
Are we all
Um,
getting like a free action here as a?
No, because you guys are gonna have to use your action to loosen up the knot.
Oh,
the only
okay,
reason
so
that
that's what I was gonna do, is just lose.
okay, yeah, you can do that. The only reason that Ash can do that is because he doesn't need to do gestures
I don't have to, yeah,
cast
I
that
don't
spell.
have to
apparently.
gestures or
Yeah, no,
say
I like-
anything.
The second I see him,
Yeah. Okay. So
I
you
shoot to see the bag.
just-
I loosen the thing.
All right, cool. So you focus Ash, and you hit the one of the drow elves getting close to you for a whopping 12 damage. And at that point, you see him step back, That's all he screams, he roars.
Oh god.
Still does not sound anything near Undercommon nor Elvish.
What is it?
Deep speech.
It's deep speech. Do you speak deep speech?
Oh, no, I don't.
Fuck. Okay.
5 languages. It's not one.
They draw their weapons, double long swords each. So every elf has 2 long swords, and they all start running towards you.
How many of them are there again? Sorry, how many elves are running?
4.
At this? 4.
Do I get an action considering I'm not?
Anyone that wants to use an action now to quickly loosen up the
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
surprise round.
Yeah.
It's not really surprise
They
round,
saw
but you guys,
us.
since they're 50 feet away, you have a round to do.
Because
an
they don't have
action, as
ranged
in
weapons.
The
I
ones
guess.
captured have a chance to loosen up their shit and grab a weapon. What do you want to do?
Shoot.
You're just gonna shoot? All right. Unimportant just takes his bow. Which one are you gonna shoot?
Does it matter? The one that's already been hurt.
Okay.
I was gonna say, go for wherever we can
roll
get
attack.
kills, where we can get them, right?
It's 24.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Wait, oh fuck. D8. 10 damage.
10 damage. As they all start running, you aim your bow, let loose, and an arrow flies and strikes the already damaged drow elf in the chest. He falls down, lifeless on the floor, and all the other 3 just keep running. They just.
All right.
All right, well we
I'm
got
gonna
one.
run. I'm gonna run
Small
backwards.
baby.
I'm gonna run away from them.
All right, and I
Behind
did
everyone else. I'm gonna
the
run 20 feet
loosen.
away.
I did the loosen my bonds and immediately grabbed the
Yeah,
longbow.
grab my maul. Grab my maul.
All right. Yes.
Was throwing the weapons bag forwards?
Mhm.
Would I still be able to do anything after that, or would that be my?
I'll
quick
consider
attack?
that a bonus action. So you
Okay,
still have
so
an
I can-
action.
What a
I
nice
can-
DM.
Launch fire at one of them,
Yeah.
or at least try to, and fail miserably.
You can attempt.
You got it. You got it. I believe.
13.
13 does not hit, unfortunately. So as you
Just adding more
Launch,
fire to the town.
a firebolt, you actually hit. No, it's not that bad of a roll. You actually fall. You hit where the elves were, but considering that they're also running, you just overshoot them as they're coming closer to you, and the firebolt hits the floor behind them and
Okay.
misses any target. At this point, I want you all to roll for initiative.
Alrighty, let's do it.
Oh,
Fuck my life!
17. Oh wait, never mind.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
For a second.
oh, you bitch.
This is the second time this has fucking happened. Every goddamn
10.
I'm
Keep it in
throwing.
mind for a
No,
second.
hold on a minute, Belle. He's gonna ask the number range, and then we just answer.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
He's
you
gonna-
I do the
bitch.
same thing,
Ugh.
Bill. I do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like our campaign that we aren't streaming, we'll just type it in the text chat, and he like
Yeah.
divvies it all up. But where I can't type in Discord. right
20
now.
plus 15 to 10. 20, sorry. 15, 20.
Oh, fucking hell, guys.
Oh,
sorry, 17.
no!
Sorry, 17.
Oh, God.
17? Okay, there we
Oh,
go.
fuck.
Sorry.
17. Ash. 10 to 15?
10.
Oh,
Wow.
fuck me, guys. This is bad.
I got 11.
Okay.
10 and 11. Tremaris and 5 to 10.
6.
7.
Koiba 7. Duke 6.
Oh, Laura, did you get a 1? Laura, no. Oh, no.
Laura? What's your roll?
I rolled a
3.
natural 1, but +2.
Wow, dude.
That's both
So
both
3.
guys, both fights. I've rolled a natural 1 for initiative. Fuck this dice.
Yeah, but
I
you
hate
hit,
it.
you hit really good though.
This
Yeah.
is a
Really good,
beautiful
so it's okay.
dice. I will just say it's a beautiful steampunk dice,
Dude,
but it's fucking
both-
garbage.
Both fights rolled a natural.
You need to,
Twice a week.
Garbage.
you need to check that dice to see if it's,
Like, is it weighted? Like, what
is
is
it weighted?
this?
Is it weighted?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Put it in the
Okay.
salt
All right. so my turn.
No.
Shit.
One of the elves, as they're now close, they uses his movement to get close enough, and one of them made it into melee range. Who was in front? It was
Dragon Ball.
It was Tremaris, right? He was in front of the.
Yeah.
Oh no, you.
No.
You were in front of.
No, I told you
everyone.
I ran
Yeah,
20
he
feet
moved
back.
back.
Oh, you
20
ran
feet.
back, so that would make it. Yeah, the Dragonborn. Nakul.
I hate it, me.
Fus Rodam.
The elf
Oh, God.
drops one of his long swords and goes to two-hand his other long sword and just goes for a big old slice of you.
Big old doink.
ha! 5 to hit.
No, misses.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a natural 20
Figured.
for a
I
second.
thought it was gonna be
As-
20. I was gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
As
I was
he
like, well,
as he
fine.
swings, he clips your shorts, like the little fabric, like just enough to clip your shorts, but doesn't strike anything else. And now he's standing in front of a giant dragonborn, who's probably going to be doing bad things to him. Ash, your turn.
Yay! I am going to use Silent Blast again. So, on the guy that is hitting Tremaris.
All right,
That hits for a total of 9 damage.
9 damage. So as your hands are still taut, by the way.
Yeah.
As you
As a
use
bonus
another
action, am I able to?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Can I tell this as a bonus action? No.
No, that's an action, bud. So you
No
choose
hands,
to
no
still
worries.
have your hands tied. You're the only one that's still tied to the rope. But with your psionic blast, you give the drow elf a pretty mean mug, as he is closest to Nakul. And as you do that, you see him take damage. You see him step back and as if something is attacking him inside his head. 9 damage, you said?
Yes.
Yeet. All right.
Yikes.
You want to use your movement at all?
Yeah, I'll back up about 20 feet.
So you back up, hands in front of you. You take the rope with you because you don't want to attach to the rope.
Yeah, he's got like 30 feet of rope ahead of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Just drag it
There'll
along.
be another Drow Elf's turn now. He's going to use his movement to get next to his buddy, and he goes to attack Nakul as well, since he's close to everyone. For a whopping 20, so that's going to be a hit.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna
assume.
fucking hit me. Yep.
Yeah. Not a natural 20, an 18 plus a 2.
Oh yeah.
No crits, but he's gonna use
Dirty 20.
one of his long swords, and he's gonna hit you for.
I'm not fucking raging. Shit.
This is my people killing dice, by the way. So
You're,
Oh,
oh god, your people killing dice. That makes me happy.
No.
the dice I rolled that killed Revan. It's gonna hit you for 3 damage. You'll be alright. 3 damage. So he runs up and just slashes with one of his long swords and just hits you in the shin, enough to inconvenience you, but not enough to do any lasting damage. Hits you for 3 slashing damage.
Who are you planning to kill with 3 damage?
Me?
You said they're people
person
killing dice.
and you rolled 3 damage?
You're gonna give your DM sass mid
Oh,
combat.
you
That's
get-
a bad move.
Rocks.
I sass him all the time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and he tries to kill you every
You
time.
hear a dragon soar down from the sky. No, I'll be nice for once. Session 1, you know.
The ghost of the vulture from earlier.
Can you imagine if a character? Can you imagine if a character
That's
died
you, make a
session
wisdom
1?
saving
That
throw.
would just be so sad.
God.
Should've been.
It is now your turn, though, Hanzo. You are muted.
He's muted.
Okay. Who got attacked?
I got fucked, but only for 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the
one
dragon
of the Drow elves hit. Nakul.
All right.
Remember the names.
Shield of Faith.
Cool.
On
That's a
that.
bonus action. That's a bonus action.
Yes, it
That's a
is.
bonus action.
So I can also launch fire again and hope to hit this time. Did one of them get hit for 9 damage?
Correct. Yes,
And it's still alive.
it is. Yes.
Okay, let's try to finish that one off then.
All right.
21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so it is 1d.
Out of curiosity, does that have a radius on it as all? At all?
No, it is single target.
Okay.
So it has a range of 120 feet.
That's wild.
Shit.
Okay.
10 damage.
As you shoot another firebolt towards the Drow, it's already seeming a little hurt, not physically, but you can see him holding his head. Something attacked him in his mind, and it hurts. And you just last thing you see before this giant flash of red, orangish light dissipates is a burn to a crisp drow elf.
Yeet.
Gone.
It's 2 down, guys.
That was this.
Rest in peace.
This isn't going as. Oh no, I'm not gonna
No,
finish that
what's this
sentence.
guy?
Not gonna finish it. Nope.
Don't
Or
even,
don't do
don't
it.
even, no,
Don't do it.
Bad Lord.
Yeah, you wait for the ghost of that vulture right now.
I can still get stabbed like 27 times before it's my turn, so it's good.
You
boys.
gonna use your movement at all before you end your turn, or is that it?
I'm already right at the back, so.
Yeah, he was at the back of our
with where
party.
I am.
Okay, just checking, just checking. Bell.
Yes. Hi. Okay. I'm going to like tug my hands free because it was a loose knot.
Mhm.
And
I'd say you already did that.
Yeah,
because
we
you
all
guys
did
had
it
the
as
choice,
our like not
Yeah.
their
Okay,
pseudo
okay.
The only
surprise.
reason,
blast.
only reason
Everyone
Ash
but
hasn't
me.
done it yet because he chose to use a
Psionic
a
blast, yeah.
instead.
No.
that's fine then. Okay. I'm going to throw my javelin and at one of them. I don't care which. And
Okay.
can I grab my
They're
great
still left
axe
at this
from
point.
Okay, and then can I grab my great
Um,
axe on the floor?
Not both in the same turn. You can either
No.
throw
One
a
or the other.
javelin or.
Okay, I'm going to throw a javelin.
Okay. I'll let you because it's close. I'll let you pick up your weapon and use that to attack, but I'm not gonna let you and throw a javelin and pick up your weapon because that's both
Oh,
different
okay
things.
then. Can I? Yeah, I grab my great axe and then attack
Sorry.
It's fine.
one of them.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
still,
they make that
you're gonna
noise,
have to use some movement to get there, but you can.
Yeah. Cool.
So you step closer. You're now in front of Nakul because the guy close to him died. There's one
Yay.
still facing him, so that's the one you're probably gonna go for because he's close
Yeah.
by. He's kind of a little in front of Nakul. You can roll your attack. Try to describe the battlefield as best as possible. Starting next week, we'll have maps to make it a little easier for you guys.
That is a 12.
A 12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Rip.
So as you walk up to this drow elf, you swing you kind of swing your axe and just strike nothing but the floor in front of you, and you see if you the distance between where the axe landed and the drow elf is not that big. If you would have set like one more foot forward, you probably would have hit him, but unfortunately you completely missed. That will be your turn. The elf that is now right up in your grill, pretty much, is sees that and reacts by trying to see if it can cheekily hit you with 18 to hit.
18 to hit. Yeah,
Mhm.
that hits.
Long sword just goes for a little stab with it since you tried to pretty much cleave it in half with that big old axe of yours. For where's my d8? This one just fucked up. So there we go. And there we go. So it stabs you for 5 damage.
Okay, that's
It chips you in the shoulder. He removes his blade, and it pretty much pierced whatever armor you had or whatever clothing you had on. Start bleeding a little bit, but not enough to make you to scare you or whatever. You're still doing all right. He's not gonna use any movement, so that will be his turn. Yes. Cool.
Cool.
Your turn.
Where are the drow? They're alive. Where are they like positioned?
One's like in between you and Bell, and one is like 10 feet away from you.
Are they in a line, or?
Negative. They are not in the line. No.
Okay, that's fine. I will. That's fine. I will bonus action rage.
All right.
fuck.
I'd like to rage.
I would like to rage. And then I'm gonna fucking just smack the shit out of the one in front of me with my maul.
With your maul. All right. Hit him with it.
That would be a 15.
That hits.
Quality. For 9 damage. Oh no, hang
All
on.
right. Oh.
11 damage. Because I get +2 for rage. 11.
There you go, 11 damage. You take your maul and you look at the guy that's kind of in between you and your tiefling companion, and seeing that it just did some damage to the tiefling, you turn around, get angry, and you just whack with your maul. Hits him on top of the shoulder. He sinks down a little bit, but manages to stand up. He does not growl. To you it sounds like growling, but he actually, in deep speech, mumbles something. He's looking pretty rough.
Okay.
You want to use your movement to go anywhere, or just?
Oh, no,
stay there?
no, I'm staying where I am.
All right. Duke, your turn, bud.
Oh fuck! I'll loose another arrow at the one 10 feet away from.
The furthest one away. The one
Yeah,
still out
furthest
of.
one away.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeet.
I still haven't gotten to go.
17. 17
That hits.
for 7 damage.
7 damage. All right. So you take aim with your bow, let fly another arrow, and it strikes him top of the leg, and you can hear him actually in undercommon, or
Oh.
he swaps from the old deep speech real quick
Oh.
and mutters the word "ha," which is what you recognize as a cry for help. But it doesn't seem to be directed at his friends. More of a
Just a general plea
cry
for help.
plea for
Interesting.
help.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
And before you can even finish the entire cry for help, something changes and his deep speech finishes off there. He kind of like morphed, swap languages real quick in a state of panic, and then swap back to deep speech. Pretty much is what happened. All right. So
I don't. That's it.
that's gonna be your turn.
That's it.
All
I'm
right.
good.
Laura. Guess you can have a turn now.
Finally. So there's the one that was all up in the grill of our barbarians. And then
Correct.
was the one that Duke was just engaged with the same one? Or was he the other one?
He's a different guy. The one
Different guy.
that guy's like 10 feet away from the melee combat
Okay.
ensured, and
I'm
he
gonna-
just caught an arrow with his top of the like.
Okay. I'm going to use my longbow, 'cause that's the weapon I grabbed from the thing, and fire at
Alright.
the same one that Duke just fired at. Because I don't want to hit them with an arrow by mistake.
Okay.
So, fuck me. 6 doesn't hit.
Nah, that doesn't.
I just
You,
rolled this dice sucks.
This dice sucks. Famous last words. You take your bow. You take aim, and with great force and great strength, you pull back the string of the bow, let fly an arrow, and it goes, dude.
It's
Like,
far.
way over the head of the target you were supposed to hit. It just flies off in the distance. That arrow is gone. Good luck finding that back at some point.
I was going to say, I doubt I can recover that too.
Want to use your movement to go anywhere, or you gonna stay behind and
I'm
do
gonna
that?
use my movement to back up about 20 feet.
All right. That takes us to the top of the round. I want.
Oh, before
Since
we
we
go to
now
the
all
top
had
of the
a-
round, can I ask a question? Like a game mechanic question?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Just want to check because my shape water cantrip has like one of 4 effects. One of them is of course like manipulating, like I was using at the Oasis to like make a little stream of water come splash in my face. But I'm guessing I can't do that. Choose that as the effect, and then like manipulate the water, move it somewhere, and then use a different effect, which is freeze that water. I'd have to use 2 separate turns to do that. Because basically, I'm thinking I would love to open my water skin, pull a water bender here.
You want to go full Katara and
Yeah.
fucking manipulate the water out of your
Yeah, I'm guessing that's a 2-turn situation.
Fuck it, dude. I'll allow it.
I didn't do it this turn, obviously, but
No,
for future
I'll allow it.
reference.
I'll allow it. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Cool.
Just for that specific.
Like that is exactly you
Instance?
nailed it. What I wanted to do, like Katara, open the
Yeah,
water,
yeah.
and like
Just
thinking
for that
like bind their
specific
hands
instance,
with ice or something.
For that
like that.
specific scenario, I'll say sure.
Okay. I don't
I'll make
think
an
I can because I also
exception.
just backed
That'll-
up to like 20 feet.
No, not right
so-
now. You already use an action to fucking.
Oh no, but I mean even
narrow.
next turn I don't think he's gonna get close enough to me. I can do it, but I've been
Mhm.
thinking about
I'll
it.
have you.
So I wanted to
I'll
know.
have you. I'll have you. You'll need to be in melee range.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
But yeah, the rule of that sounds pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
The
sure,
rule of
why
cool.
not?
Okay, cool. Turn over then. Top of the round. Let's go.
Top of the round, and as you guys all head around combat, Bell and Nakul are both in melee range of a elf.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to roll a perception check, both of you.
Perception check.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Oh, look at
14.
you.
14. So
14. All right, natural 20. What you see is the eyes of these elves do not look like the eyes of the drow elf in your party. They are completely blanked out, white, as if
Just
like
Duke's thumb.
this foggy haze where their eyes should be. You get the sense that that's not really normal. You get the sense that there's something more going on here. Combine that with the tales of these drow elves lived in the mountains and did trading with this village, and all of a sudden they attacked. And seeing that their eyes look like there's this white foggy haze over them, tying those together, you feel like there's something more going on here than meets the eye. Pun.
Pun.
So with that said, Ash, it's your turn. You're muted, by the way.
I'm gonna cast Mystic Charm on the further one, not in combat.
The one that we were shooting at?
Yeah,
The one that
there's
got
that.
hit with arrows? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a-
And that's
just
a
Read what it does.
charis-
Read what it does to me real quick.
one humanoid save or charmed until the end of your turn. So basically, I try to charm him. He stays charmed until my next turn.
Okay, yeah.
Charming
that's a-
makes him amenable to whatever you want him to do, or makes him like you? Remind me what it does.
Technically, yeah.
Okay.
Charm, basically, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the saving throw for that?
Saving throw is charisma, and it's a DC of 14.
Okay, so you try to do that, and you get the sense that it's not really doing anything.
Whatever's possessing the
12.
creatures is stronger than you.
Assuming that they are possessed, metagaming pigeon. Yes.
Sorry.
Because you did not know.
Right. Sorry.
All right.
Mystic. What does your elf brain feel?
So yeah, your charm did not work.
All right. That's cool. All right, that's the end of my turn. I'll just
That's
sit
the end of
there.
your turn. The elf that is in melee range with our dragonborn and our tiefling is gonna just it's on his last legs, looking pretty hurt, but he's just gonna have a swing for the sake of it. That is a 17 to hit our tiefling friend. The tiefling friend.
Me, damn it. Yeah, that hit.
Whose name I just keep forgetting, and I apologize.
Hectares.
Actonus, there you go. That's the one. All right, so that hits. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my
You sound so disappointed.
Christ.
I'm so sad.
3 points of slashing damage as the
Oh,
blade
thank God.
strikes you across the
That's
across the
fine.
shoulder.
I'm still alive.
I was waiting for another
Um,
opti.
Crush us over.
Dude, it's just stuck in my brain.
And it is going to then use its movement to turn around, walk away without saying anything, and both Akatanas
Yes.
and Nakul get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, yay. Where's my...
Natural 1
That's okay. Good to know.
plus plus like 5, so yeah, 6, but natural 1.
Natural one.
Fuck.
not
That
expecting him
dice is
to, not expecting him to turn around. You try to swing your maul, and you actually drop it on the floor, and
Oh,
you're
fuck.
gonna have to
That's fine.
A natural 1, bud.
Yeah, I didn't hit
Critical
either.
fail.
At
didn't
least
hit-
you
what did you
didn't
hit? What'd
hit
you roll?
well. You could have gone
I
worse.
didn't hit either.
What did you
got
roll?
5, it's fine. I rolled a 5.
Nah, that doesn't hit it either.
No, it didn't
So
hit.
you both miss as this drow
Our
just
barbarians
walks
are
away.
killers.
And as it walks away, it just starts uttering in deep speech. No one knows what he's saying, but he's communicating in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Tremaris.
Okay. I have a plan.
Ooh, plans are exciting,
It's not much of a plan,
especially when they go wrong.
but I have a plan. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on one of the drow.
Would you have
Okay.
a reason to do that though? Because only
They're
Octanus.
well,
I only knew that.
I imagine I'll have heard.
If you know enough, your character might know deep speech is not normal
Yeah.
for them to. Because we've all
I was
heard
gonna
that.
say, I can't understand the languages, but I'll be able to tell they're speaking, or I might be able to tell they're speaking a different language. Do you want me to roll like a?
You
nature
know from your
check?
from your travels, you know that the language they are speaking is not particularly a language that creatures original from this plane speak. Therefore, you have reason to believe that there might be some form of magic at
I am a
play.
sorcerer as well. Like, magic is
Mhm.
sort of what I do.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll cast Detect Magic on one of the
Okay.
drow, which also means that your Shield of Faith wears off.
My official with was off. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Okay. So you detect magic not only detects if there is magic, but if you choose to focus an action, you can also detect an aura and the school of magic, correct?
Let me check. An aura forms around objects or creatures you can see, indicating that it's magical. It must be within 30 feet. You also learn its school of magic if it has one.
Oh, within 30 feet?
Yes.
Yeah, that you are not within 30 feet of any of them.
How far away am I at the moment?
You backed up, so I would say you're about 50 feet away.
Okay, I'll move in range then.
Okay, there you go.
I can move 30 in a turn.
Let me just quickly, because I don't know anything.
Look up what's
School of Magic is.
magic is. It doesn't have one. You learned nothing.
No. Ooh. Okay. You definitely see magic. You can sense that there's magic at stake here, that this is not typical. This is not the drow elves being aggressive. This is something is controlling them, which would be the school of, and technically the school of enchantment, because it's something making them do things against their will. So they are under some form of enchanting spell or magic. Is what you gather from this action.
Okay. Then I'll use my bonus action to just say out loud. I don't even know if that needs a bonus action, but whatever. So bonus action spell.
Yeah, just bonus action.
And I'll just say something is controlling these dark elves. We probably will not gain much from one as a prisoner.
Duly noted.
Do you say this loud enough for everyone else to hear?
Yeah.
Okay, so the drow elves would hear this as well.
Mm-hmm.
As the drow elves hear this,
Oh, God.
Oh no.
both of them, their necks snap, both fall dead to the floor.
I killed
Fuck.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Wait!
Oh.
Fuck, dude.
I'm
What
adding that to my
happened?
kill count.
It's like has a school of bits of paper, he just draws like tally marks on, like, yes, I did it.
And that's going to be where we end today's session, guys.
Oh, fucker.
Wait, can we quickly? Can we just before? Can we just? Because I'm assuming we want to loot the bodies before we forget and start next session.
Oh, yeah.
Write it
doing
down.
that.
Write it down for next time. This is where we ended.
I haven't been taking notes this time because it'll be YouTube VODs. But
I've been
yeah,
taking,
we'll just-
I've got notes.
I've been taking a few notes.
you've been
I
taking
got-
notes. Beautiful. Because
I've
I'm
got a
streaming
page
it. I
of
can't
notes.
type. I don't have another monitor for notes. So.
Yeah, I have a notebook.
Awesome. Both of you make a note. We need to loot the bodies next game.
I guess I got space at the bottom of the page. Loot the dead. Done.
Aside
so
from
mad.
just wanting loot, just to see if we can get any clues as to why they were here and stuff.
So mad. I wanted to history check some shit.
Well
Don't worry.
then,
The fucking salty
that
one.
happened.
So mad. I wanted to
Yes,
use my lightning.
Hanzo.
I want to use my lightning breath. Motherfuckers went in line.
I wanted to like cut one in half.
All right.
See,
so
that's why I don't like the breath attacks, because like the line ones are just so hard to use.
Yeah.
that is
Cone's where it's at.
the first session, guys, of Dungeon Select.
Holy
Hope you guys have fun.
There you go. So for those
You know,
watching,
let's just play for the rest of the day.
yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Let's just
because
play for the
it's
rest
not
of the
rest of the
day.
day for them,
Rest of the year.
Soko. That remember we're
I
the
don't
only
care, they
North
can stay into the
Americans.
night. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
the day's almost over
I
here,
have to
bud.
get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Shh.
All right.
Easy.
So for future reference for the viewers watching, hey, thanks for hanging out on our first ever episode of this. Hope you had fun. We're not doing it every week. We were doing it every other week, correct?
We're doing it every
No,
week.
we're
This
doing
week
every
we-
We
week.
are doing it every week. I'm a
Yay.
liar. Okay. Every Sunday, guys, we'll be doing this roughly the same time, give or take like an hour start time based on our schedules that week. I'm assuming the plan is much like our other campaign, Dutch. If one of us has to miss out, we'll keep going, and
They'll
you'll
just-
just kind of
we'll keep
like
going.
play their
They'll-
character.
They'll physically be there, but they'll be on the background. You know, they'll
Yeah,
not. They'll still
exactly.
be there, but yeah.
Again, the people that are streamers in this our group, me, Dutch, Hanzo, Duke, and Soko. So if you want to watch us play games other than D&D, feel free to drop some follows. Check us out. Also,
Heck yeah, brother.
totally check out the Level Select website. Link is in chat. It's a pretty rad website. It tells more about the community where we all met and where this idea started. And we have lots of projects on the go aside from just our Level Select D&D campaign.
But D&D is the best one. So.
we,
Yeah, the
we,
best
we
one.
of course.
Just want to quick thank you for. I noticed on my phone that I got some follows from you guys in chat. You guys are dope. Appreciate you. We'll do this every week.
Yeah,
This
you're
will
the
be on
best.
Laura's channel every week. We're not doing the shenanigans where wait, you okay. All will be on Laura's channel. This
Unless, like, if my internet dies that day, we'll pick someone else. But yeah, like,
yeah, in case of emergency.
rule of
sure.
thumb, it will be here.
Every
Um,
Sunday, 8 p.m. CET, 7 p.m. UK, 2 p.m. EST.
2 p.m. EST. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 p.m.
Lit.
Big teaser, guys. Might not learn my name next time.
Might learn his name.
Oh, we
next
might
time.
learn Duke.
They technically already
Uh,
know it though. That's the thing. Is like
Yeah,
they
chat already
technically
knows.
it.
Yeah,
It was
chat
up there for the
knows.
whole first
Hey,
time.
people who joined. Well, yeah, it's in the bottom left, right?
So
It's
if
in
you
the
join
bottom
a little
left,
later,
scrolling
you might not
through, right?
know. But
Anyway,
I also might be able to
YouTube,
talk.
I will be making a YouTube channel called Dungeon Select. Probably tomorrow. I'll get to that, so you guys can watch back the videos there. So make sure that I'll promote it in the Level Select Discord and Twitter. Give it
Yep.
a little, give Cheek a little sub. All the episodes will go up there within the span of the first 2 days after a session. They'll be up there.
Duke's name is not
I will
literally
try.
unimportant in the game, guys. He made a joke. Someone asked his
Yeah.
name, and he in character said it's unimportant. So we
It's
did this
unimportant.
because I thought it was funny.
that's what we did to Althea back in our other one.
Yeah, like in our other campaign,
She
a
did
character
that
named
same stupid
Althea.
crap.
Well, she didn't say
Make
unimportant though.
the
She said
YouTube channel. Yeah,
she
we'll do
didn't say
so.
unimportant. She said we asked her name, and she said nice try to get because we didn't just ask. We tried to get make some comment and get her to
You were
slip it
baiting
up.
her into giving her name, and she
Baited
said
her.
nice try.
So we started
Yeah.
calling her nice try. We'll be like, hey, nice try.
She
How's
finally
it
got
going?
sick of it after a big blow up, and we learned her name.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did a
he
big
said his
job.
name was unimportant, as in it's not important to know, but we now have the meme. Ha, you're called unimportant, XD.
XD.
Um,
Kind of feminine,
Next
apparently.
week, I hope to have a better mic or sort out my mic issues. I'm sorry.
I mean, your mic was fine. You're just low
You're
voice.
fine,
Yeah, you're just a
yeah.
little
So you rock your own
quiet,
good.
but
I'll try and I'll mess around some settings and try and get myself
Alright, sure thing.
You're good.
and then other things
Um,
coming to the channel. There will be music eventually, like background music.
Yeah.
Everyone will have artwork to go with their character stats eventually.
Hopefully by next week.
Okay,
Hopefully
hopefully.
by
Next week, I'll have to ask. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
don't ask.
Eh,
Yeah,
whatever,
mine should
it's
be-
coming.
mention.
All good, all good.
It's
More
coming.
sexy dabbing as well.
And more sexy dabbing.
And
Just do
we're
Hanzo face
going-
cam again.
Long term, I would like, I think it's, I don't have the skills or the time at the moment to create this, but just because I've been watching a fuck ton of Critical Role, I would love to make an intro video that has us, like, obviously we can't
That'd be
film
sick,
us
dude.
looking badass, but maybe like it'll be a clip from or just an image of our character art with a picture of us next to it with some cool background music. I don't know, it won't be as badass as the Critical Role one because we don't all live in the, we can't all be in the same physical place to film anything.
That'd be
But-
so
This is
fucking
the
cool,
reason
bro.
we meet up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just film on this.
Hopefully,
Just
like, I'm not talking
Man, I
next
already
week,
got
I'm
one of you
talking
guys here,
eventually.
so you guys just fly over. Okay, like, you did it, so why can't you?
Easy, dude. I'll buy the plane ticket right now.
Done.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I work hard on this. I'm not to like toot my own horn, but I work hard on this, and I hope not only my players have a good time, but now that I also have Twitch,
It was really fun.
a crowd to make
Cool.
sure that they enjoy it as well.
And
Hope you
also
guys
shout
do
out
it.
to Dutch, who's like never DM'd before and is killing it. And shout out to Belle, who's never played before and did great and asked way less questions than I did the first time I played. I couldn't do anything without asking 3
I've watched
questions,
so
like
much
looking at
Critical.
the sheets and like.
So much.
By the way, guys, anyone who
So
loves
much
D&D,
Critical Role.
Critical Role, amazing campaign
Lit.
to watch. If you
Shout
Not
out.
quite as good
More
as this
D&D.
one,
Not quite as good
but
as
while
this
you're
one.
waiting for new episodes
Oh,
of
no,
Dungeon
way
Select,
better.
definitely check out Critical.
Also-
Thanks
Yeah,
so much
exactly.
for everything, guys. And any questions? Anything? Just hit me up on Twitter.
Not
on
a-
Discord,
oh,
Not a question,
Yeah,
but
try
fun note to you guys because I checked because I was curious. Around the end of our stream, we were the top 5, like we were the 5th most watched D&D stream today.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
god. I
That's-
think we had like,
yeah,
that
we
is-
had like 50 concurrent
Yeah,
viewers at
50
one
plus
point,
viewers at one point.
think
I
it was
saw it.
50.
That was
Wow.
really
Yeah.
cool.
which is fucking amazing, guys.
That's
That's
I
amazing.
wild,
didn't know
dude.
that.
Fucking wild.
Like, oh my god.
Just I want to do like a quick shout out thing as well. Is the Peachy Glass who was in chat earlier? They also do a D&D
Yes.
Twitch stream, and they are awesome. And
Oh, yeah.
usually I'm their only viewer, so sort
Do they
that
have
out.
VODs?
Sort that out.
And
wait, do they have
Sellotape
bots?
Gypsy
Yeah.
Gypsy in chat. A has just volunteered if we send him the art and some stuff, he can make our theme video, our intro video. And he
Oh,
also streams D&D, or I don't know if he said he's going to stream it, he's going to record it, but he's into D&D. It might be on his channel,
Oh, yeah.
so you can also check that out.
Oh, quality, guys.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Thanks.
So yeah, a lot of work goes into lot of work goes into this behind the scenes.
A lot.
I go to college, or I
Same.
pretend I go to college. The writing and like I do all of this the fucking writing and shit by myself, so it takes a lot of time.
Because it's a
I
homebrew
felt like I
game.
was-
He's made
it's
up the
really
entire
completely homebrew,
world.
Yeah, I make everything up. There's nothing. I take nothing from books. They're like, oh yeah, these gods exist. No, I make my own gods. Oh yeah, these places are lit. No, I do that all myself.
He's done an
So,
amazing job on another campaign, guys.
There's
You
a
guys
lot
love
of
it.
work that goes into this. So to see it come to fruition and see that people are enjoying it does me that I feels good, man. A little wholesome note
Really
to
good.
end it off
Yeah,
with.
fucking amazing stuff, dude.
All right, so we'll see
So,
you guys
see
next
you guys
Sunday.
next week, dude. Same fucking place, same time. Hell yeah.
Bye.
Hopefully I get to talk more next time.
All right.
Say hi.
Bye.